Did it right this time. Ah! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Whispers of Hope, our Legend of Zelda inspired Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Sorry for the late start today. All of my reactives decided to not work today, so I had to fix everything. So that was great, but otherwise, everything's working now, as far as I know, till it breaks again. But we'll go from there. Yeah. As usual, we'll start off with our introductions, as usual, and go from there. So yeah, Vivra, go ahead.
Hello, I am Rhettaliate, aka Novaretta, aka Vivra Lakru, the Twili druid.
I'm Jaxi. I play Demira, the weapon spirit.
Akari.
I'm a Sky, or CeruleanxIris, or CeruleanxIris, and I play Akari.
It's brilliant.
I thought it was key.
Yeah. Brilliant Keyblade Iris.
Velkorin.
I'm AlistairForgall, and I play Velkorin.
Hey, Lumi.
I'm NibiNekomata, and I play Lumi, the Rito bard.
And I am Zom. I am the dungeon master for the campaign. Yeah. So just like I said, brief interruption. So we started a little late today, but we're good to go now. We'll do our inspiration for today real quick. Do that. One, Vivra, you get it today. If you heard me.
I did. Can you hear me?
Hello? I did this time.
Yes, we can.
Gosh
now.
dang it.
Every time you talk, it has to be a long sentence so that Discord catches
I know.
up.
Discord's like, you can't have the first 5 words that you say. After that, it's cool. But the moment you stop talking, we're deleting 5 words again.
Anyways, what happened last time with the party? We were on the road again, traveling to the east for heading to the Zora Kingdom for the coronation of Prince Mikau. They were invited by Prince Sidon. So right now they are traveling currently with the traveling caravan with Frederick and all of the other people that are coming with. Pretty much mostly what happened. Towards the end of the session, they got to excuse me. They met up with 2 very suspicious Zora that just kind of were seemingly to be a checkpoint. Whether or not they actually were who they are, party doesn't really know.
They were pretty trustworthy.
They were pretty, yeah, very trustworthy. So yeah, they had ended off with the Zora tell them, "Yep, go ahead, you're fine, good to go." One of them had ran off, and then Vivra had flown back to pick up Velkorin, and he is currently hiding in her shadow as they make their way back up to the caravan.
Down on the middle one. I perched there.
Yeah. That. Alright. So. Then kind of start off with the... You guys have dealt with that. You guys kind of are making your way back towards, keep continuing on down the trail. Remind me, who was leading? Or driving?
Lumi was driving.
Yeah.
Demira went inside to put on the cloak and stuff. Since we're getting closer to civilization again.
And Akari's in the back of the front caravan cart. Ready.
Cool. Right. Yes. How is everybody dealing with the suspicious situation they were in? Whatever
Slept
you said
in 20 hours.
Exactly. Slept in days. Depending on top. Yeah. For the most part.
No, Vivra.
Yeah,
Vivra hasn't slept. Yeah.
I'm being hard-ass. Yeah. So, let's have Lumi, you are driving, so I guess whoever's keeping lookout, do a perception check, they would think.
Does that count for me being on the roof of the car? Let me
What
see.
were
I
you-
think I
Demira
had
will be staying in weapon form for like until we arrive, probably, so that it can use its weapon sense thing from inside, which off stream you said works more like tremor sense in a way. So Demira's
Long as-
keeping a quote unquote eye out 30 feet around the carriage from inside.
Basically, the TLDR is, I think, what is the range? 30 feet, 20 feet?
30 feet.
30 feet. Within 30 feet, you can pretty much sense/see everything, as long as it does not have full cover or isn't magically enchanted.
I got a 14 on my perception check.
Okay.
I don't know if Lumi's also perceiving, probably.
I'll
Akari.
have
I
a little
probably
part
should be perceiving.
I'll have a
What?
little part of myself sticking out of the carriage because technically the carriage walls would count as full cover for anything.
Yes, it would.
So
I
just wanted to
accidentally
add.
nat 20 that perception check.
Amazing.
Ooh.
It makes sense.
The bird can see.
It was accident.
Got half of that. All right.
I know you're breaking up a little bit.
It was an accident, I think she said.
Yeah, it was an
Okay.
accident. And
Okay.
just in case we're curious, that's also a +5 to my perception.
Nice. Yeah, skill checks definitely want to say what the bonus is because naturals don't necessarily
Oh.
count.
First,
Unless DM says so.
since Lumi's in the front, we'll start with you. For the most part, you don't see anything suspicious. Everything seems normal. Every once in a while, you guys can continue on the path, getting closer to the Zora Kingdom, Lake-Hylia, to be specific. And nothing out of the ordinary is showing up to you. Every once in a while, some people walk by, or a different traveling caravan walks past you, or continues on. But for the most part, seems safe. I guess to make this simple, you're not seeing anything bad.
Lee isn't seeing anything bad, neither am I.
Yep. Nope, you either. You're good. It's safe. So safe. Goose. Yes, correct.
Safe.
Yes. So basically, we have 2 days worth of travel still to go. So, anything you want to do within, or just basically, what are you doing within those 2 days?
I mean, if like an hour goes by and nothing's happening, I'm dropping Velkorin off in the first caravan. So I'm like, no, I'm tired. Here you go. I don't want you sitting in my shadow forever.
Just for Velkorin, if you didn't remember, you were in the back caravan as the rear guard.
Yeah.
If the rest of the group saw Demira jumping off a mountain, did Velkorin see Demira jump off a mountain?
Definitely.
So a
Lumi
few
did not
days ago.
see Demira jump off a mountain.
Oh my
Lumi had her
God.
eyes closed.
Lumi was sleeping. Yes,
Lumi was
Yep.
trying to sleep anyway.
Oh, right.
trying
yeah,
to sleep while
with
the other two were talking.
Akari and Vivra just talking in the front. Like, no, she shouldn't have gone on her own. It's fine. She can heal herself. What if she can't?
I lived.
You did live. To be fair, you lived. And were retrieved by Fluffy.
Well,
Oh yeah, during the week as well, Fluffy regularly jumped between all the caravans to get attention and treats from everybody.
go down the line. Demira, what would you be doing for the last?
Demira will be mostly staying in weapon form to sense the area because even though nothing has happened yet, there's still clearly something was off according to what Lumi and Akari gathered. So Demira's just staying in weapon form to sense the area and then, getting the required amount of sleep, but mostly watching.
Can I say something for Demira and Vivra potentially? Is they need to continue making salves, and I would assume at some point Demira would give the first one. Potentially.
If you do that, you can do it once you're done with travel.
You're giving me one?
We made the first one together. That one is done already. We need to continue making more. The ones that you rolled off screen are
I
still
think,
being
yeah, I think Demira would probably, it would help a little bit at first, but once there's like potential danger, that's more of a priority for Demira. So we'll put a pause on that, I think.
Oh, I need to roll for my own, actually. I didn't do that, but yeah, if
But also,
you
this
put...
trip has taken course over a lot of time, so we also probably would have had time to complete all of them in the one day.
In one day? That's up
Yeah,
to Zom.
potion checks don't take that long.
Well,
I don't
here's the
think.
thing. Each potion check, I assume, is minimum 10 minutes of time, maximum like 1 to 2 hours of time, depending on how serious the potion is.
There's 24 hours in a day.
You're
and I'm
experimenting.
never sleeping, so...
You're never sleeping.
Yeah.
What's
So
up?
we can say that.
We'll just say between the 2 days, you made
Okay.
however many you wanted to with the materials you had.
Alright.
You'll have to decide.
I
how
can
much
help
you're gonna
you
pay.
roll your attempts after we arrive, though, if you want.
That'd be nice. Well, because she's only making the one where she's trying to make it a healing potion with the... Because she still has the herbs that make healing potions. So she wants to mix one of those with the Sundelion to see if she can make a more potent something. She's basically experimenting with what you gave her.
Okay, so when we arrive, I'll give you the help action for advantage and guidance, but for now, Demira's staying in weapon form to keep an eye out.
Put a d4 off to the side.
Yeah.
Mira is basically staying on guard dog duty. Got it.
Without getting exhaustion.
Yes. Right. What about Akari? What would Akari be doing for those last 2 days?
She'll mostly stay on guard, kind of just keep an extra eye out, make sure nothing's trying to sneak or preemptively strike at any point, and properly resting in between when she has the chances.
The brat, they make perception.
Okay,
Just
25 total.
Forgot, like 3 of you have an obnoxious amount of perception.
I know.
Yeah, I have a +8 bonus, so
Yeah.
I just love how roles also work with roleplay somehow. It's like, oh, you guys are getting regular sleep? Yeah, here's a high roll. Oh, you're not sleeping? No, you don't
Right.
see anything. You don't...
For the most part, you don't see much. I will say closer to the last day, you're just kind of... You are taking it a little more easy because it's like, all right, if something would have happened, it probably would have happened by now. So you're still keeping watch, obviously, but you're not. You're a little more laid back about it for that day, and you happen to be looking up, and all of a sudden there's just this... What the hell is that? Big black dot. What the fuck is that? As you look up. And then it starts getting closer, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then a bunch of black feathers fall down on top of you as the black cuckoo that you have seen multiple times before flops into your lap.
Ah, the return of the black cuckoo.
Oh no.
Interesting.
The black cuckoo with its blood red eyes. It just looks at you, confused.
Akari would just say, "We meet again," and then kind of give it a little pat and keep it and GG in her lap.
Get here.
You have a chicken in your lap. Or sorry, a cuckoo. Anyway, I already know what Velkorin's doing for the 2 days, but I'll ask you anyways. If he's still here.
Uh-oh.
He died.
Did
No.
I get
You
my
have to give
letters
him
back?
buffering time.
E- we'll do that when you get into town.
Okay.
We haven't-
Then same thing I've been doing for centuries.
Writing letters.
Which is great because it gives
Die.
me time to eat my hamburger.
That's. And then Lumi, what would you be doing for your travel?
Other than driving, Lumi is simply making sure to keep an eye out for any other strange Zora checkpoint while she's driving and resting if
Strange.
it was weird.
Totally.
It's not
What do you mean?
weird.
It wasn't strange. It was a totally normal Zora checkpoint in the middle of a plains where there's no water
with no
anywhere.
water. Yeah, with no water. It's fine. Everything's fine. What are you
It's
talking
fine.
about?
It's totally normal. Totally normal. These guys that have scratched up, damaged armor that looks old, but no, totally normal.
No, they left us alone. We don't care. It's fine.
Zora. Yeah, exactly.
Leave us alone. We scared them.
Good. Yeah, you did scare them. You said your boss is Malice and you're invited by the prince.
Boss is Malice.
Your boss is an extremely wealthy and influential person, and you're invited directly by the prince. Obviously, you're important. So,
We did it.
I
Sorry.
avoided.
so we'll say the last 2 days go off relatively uneventful. Just pretty much normal, boring travel. You don't have any issues. Suppose I'll even roll the weather because why not?
Oh no.
The weather is cloudy. No rain yet, but nice cloudy day as you guys are at this point approaching the Zora town. Zora's domain, to be specific. Ugh. Bubbles in my throat today, apparently.
I guess I would have slept eventually.
Would assume. I mean, unless you want to take 2 points of exhaustion.
No.
I
I
know.
did roll to see what my con save would be, and I got a nat 20, and I'm like, Vivra, this is not healthy for you.
Definitely want 4 stacks of exhaustion when we're in danger, for sure.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. No, she probably passes out after she gets the first exhaustion.
Fair.
Demira tucks her in.
Oh.
As you guys are finally approaching the entrance to Zora's domain, you can see the. Change my picture. So you can see what you're looking. I should have done that first before getting rid of the other one. Oh well. Oh. No, that. Maybe. Right one. It is. There we go.
At least it's during the ad break.
Oh.
This is just when you're going between zones in a video game and everything
Yeah,
has to load
the
in.
game's loading still. This is the old days where it takes forever to load everything. This is Skyrim when you boot it up with mods the first time. Excuse me. So yeah, you guys have, at this point, you
Pretty.
obviously, as you are getting closer to Zora's domain, you see a lot more people around, whether they're coming and going, but it's kind of obviously a big celebration is happening, so it's pretty busy and everything. You guys are at this point approaching the first gate, where you do see a couple Zora that are standing guard, obviously, and kind of letting people in as they come in and checking stuff.
People.
People, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, people.
Oh
Ah.
no, civilization. We're not used to this.
Lots of
We're always traveling.
So As you have approached the gate, you can kind of see into it. Everything's very open and open air here. There's not a lot of closed structures, which is kind of just how Zoran structures and I guess infrastructure would be the word I'm looking for is. Everything's very open. Like you can kind of see with the scenery pictures that we've shown. Lots of azure blues. Pretty much everything is blue and or silver accents. Lots of water and everywhere. Obviously, this is the literally where all the Zoras live. So everything. It's also almost like a. What the word for it is. Nope, can't think of it. Whatever. It's when you're overhanging something like a dock, but not a dock. I can't remember what it's but anyways, underneath, it's basically the town itself is almost like it's sitting on top of these giant stone pillars, with underneath is just the lake itself. So, and then the falls kind of wind its way through the town itself. There's waterways, you call it cisterns or whatever. Aqueducts, that's the word I was looking for that. On the outside that just kind of keeps the water flowing, and this water is pure crystal clear. It almost like it is so clear it almost looks like things are just invisible. It's like, you've ever seen a super clear lake when there's fish swimming in it and it's at that perfect angle, it just looks like they're floating. That's how clear this water is, because this is essentially the water source for pretty much all of Hyrule. This is the main natural water source that kind of branches out to the rest of Hyrule. The largest water source.
That's very good information to know.
Why do you want to know that? Anyways, so as you guys are approaching the gate for the checkpoint, there's just two Zora that are fairly well armored, just waiting for the next people as they keep continuing up. Now it is your turn, and just hold up their hand and as a wave, as a greetings, and how are you? How is everybody doing here? Who is approaching right now? Whoever's driving would think driving right. Who they are addressing.
I'm assuming that's me.
I was gonna say,
Probably you.
Not for this time.
'cause your boss is a very big name.
Yep. Hello, I am Lumi. I work for Malice, and we are here for the coronation. There's 5 wagons with us today. And she's going to present her merchant seal first.
He takes it from you and looks at it and just does looks like a quick incantation that seems to essentially detecting if it's real or not, and seems to work. Like, yep, that checks out. So I assume that means if you are working with Malice, you guys must be Frederick's traveling party then?
Correct, yes.
Perfect. All right. You said five caravans. That sounds about right from what I was told. You guys have any troubles on the way here, or everything going safe as far as you know?
We did run into a couple of alleged guards on the road a couple of days out, and they stopped us, asked if we were on our way to the coronation, but one of our lovely companions happens to have an invitation from the prince himself, and startled them considerably when they learned we were people of status, I suppose.
Definitely, if you were personally invited by the prince, that would definitely, yeah, that checks out. But that is definitely odd, because we definitely did not have any checkpoints set up. We knew you guys were coming, but we didn't have any checkpoints set up, so that's definitely interesting. You see that he kind of turns to the other guard and just, mutters that probably something we should. You go ahead and I'll keep watch here, and we'll have somebody replace you in a second. So the other guard just kind of nods at him and nods at you and gives a slight bow before running off into the town.
During this, Demira's gonna get dressed into like some normal clothes and pull the cloak way over.
Vivra's like trying to
Inside
hide
you.
off to the side, and as Lumi keeps talking, she just puts her hood on and just very slowly just keeps quiet in the corner.
Taking the chance also, Akari would want to kind of take a close look, like, from her hiding spot without them seeing her, try to examine the current guard's armors and the conditions of it.
To compare.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Investigation. Ew. 8 total on that one.
Oh.
I mean, even with the crappy, well, I shouldn't say crappy, the slightly below average roll, you can see that this guard's armor is clean. There is not a scratch, a speck on it.
It basically shows they do actually upkeep maintenance properly, and they wouldn't be out there with such ragged armor if they were actually part of the Corps.
Especially since this is the main gate. This is the face of the town as they come in. So he is in his armor, his weapons, everything is pristine. Very, very obviously different than the armor you saw on the other guy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, the guard addresses that. Well, you guys will have probably separate quarters than the Prince Frederick. I assume he's back in one of the other caravans here. Obviously, we don't want to announce he's here quite yet, just because we know what happened before. So he gets in, he can figure out where he needs to go. We'll take care of that end on your end, but for you guys, you can take there is a temporary living quarters over near the spring down below the city. You guys can feel free to take that area for yourselves. The coronation itself will happen tomorrow night, so you might do check in with whoever you need to check in with. I'm not sure exactly because I wasn't told anything further than that. The prince is in town, obviously. Both of them. Well, obviously both in town. Phaidon is here. So I'm sure he'll want to see his friends. But so keep an eye out for him. But otherwise, welcome to the city, and then I hope you enjoy your time here. As steps to the side and lets you guys.
Lumi gives a polite bow of her head and thank you kindly. And carries on once everyone is back in the carriage if Akari got out.
No, Akari didn't get out.
Okay.
She kind of did it from inside, looking at them.
Okay.
Oh,
I was gonna
could've
say
given
who
you
left.
guidance then.
I thought that Akari might have jumped out for a second. I was concerned.
No, she's keeping her presence on the down low right now.
He's gone.
Okay. On we go. Lumi is in that case going to steer us towards the springs, the lower
the living
quarter. Yeah.
The living quarters, springs, whatever. So
Just
basically you go off to the left, which kind of is a spiral trail that leads down underneath the town that comes back towards the lake again. Essentially everything's very open. Yep. Just up so I can give you the picture. Image. There we go. Not that one.
You might want to
got
just check the server.
through this.
So how's everyone's day going? Everyone doing well?
I know how to do things.
Demira kind of leans towards the front of the carriage, like the window in between, and tells Lumi, "You are so good at talking to people."
Oh my gosh.
Why, thank you, Demira. It is a very important skill for a merchant to have.
Akari, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
Akari nods in the sense that yes, the guards from before definitely didn't have equipment in the same condition as the ones here at the town. So it's safe to assume that the equipment they probably had were older equipment that may have been stolen and used to pose as guards. For what reason is unsure, especially since we haven't encountered them again.
I know we separated all this shit. Where did it go? Sorry.
The rooms have a slideshow for the small window, but there's no room image for the big one, I
I
think.
know. There's this, the outlook of the image. Not
The view.
the view. Yes, that is accurate. This
The earth
very
just
that's
run straight off the edge of that.
boom.
Going for a swim.
Now you
as
can
I
see.
sink
So this
to
is
bottom.
the view on the outside,
Oh,
essentially.
no!
Oh, Demira, no. Demira, no.
You're gonna make me turn into a giant frog again.
Work in water.
We do have a picture of private. This is it's the wrong time of day, but this is the view from inside the room, basically. So just to give you an idea, it is very open
Oh.
air. There is no real door for this, but I mean, each area is separated out.
Very fancy.
Oh, I didn't mean to stop it. I just want to deposit. Darkness. Anyway, so yeah,
So
this
many
is,
technological things.
I know, I just bleh, not
This
working
is
today.
all on purpose. It's all part of the show.
So yeah, this is
Yeah.
kind of what it looks like for you guys. You have a nice open air room that goes out into the dock. It's very reminiscent of, like, you know, if you go to Mexico when they have those cabanas that are private cabanas, basically, in a way. But there you go. So that's kind of what you guys are at. You are free to unpack and take your own time here. As each one of your guys's, each one of the rest of the caravans come off, each kind of go their own different direction. Obviously, this is a ploy to keep Frederick's location still hidden for the most part. But yeah, each caravan kind of went off its own direction. You guys are free to your whims for the day. You guys know that tomorrow is when the coronation will happen itself. What would you like to do for today?
There's a lot of people. I I don't know if Vivra would go out, especially not on her own. If she
Demira is-
knows where someone is, she might. Sorry.
No, I interrupted.
How dare you? I mean, rude. No, I'm kidding. I was gonna say if she knows where someone is, she might try to go out towards that, but she hasn't really been given any instructions aside from the coronation's tomorrow. So she's like, okay, I can probably hang out here. Fluffy immediately takes the bed, and she's like, you're gonna have to move. And Fluffy just huffs. Fluffy probably wants to wander around. Excuse
I
me.
want to be a
But-
smartass and say it's a waterbed.
Fluffy leaps on
That
it.
is more wiggly than usual.
Fluffy's gonna do that fox thing where he jumps and like pounces with his front paws several times. He's like, oh, I could play with this bed.
Within the room itself, obviously, there's at least, well, they knew you guys were coming, so there is enough beds for each of you. there, as well as there is a large pool in the middle, which for non-Zora people would be like, ah, that's cool. It's just a pool in the rim. But also for actual Zora people, that's Zora would be in the pool, the soak or whatever. But it's their accommodation essentially. But yeah.
I was gonna say Vivra would
Demira's
just get to a swimming
disguised
pool. Go ahead, I'm
as
done.
so like more humanoid disguised in her Hylian clothes and stuff. So she's got one of the other casual outfits Velkorin got her, which is like an Eastern style inspired just knee-length dress with like waves and birds embroidered on it and stuff, and like a big actually no, she'll have the cloak on over top to cover more, and is kind of keeping the whole cloak covering as much as possible with the hood. And Demira will just help out with any unpacking or anything that anyone needs to do.
Lumi, you would obviously know that you probably need to meet up with Malice at some point.
Yep. And she actually would like to take Demira with her since she wanted to show Malice.
Right.
Yeah.
The room.
Demira, you're part of show and tell.
That makes sense.
So Lumi would unpack, and then she would go find Demira, and she would let Akari and Vivra know that she needs to go and talk to her boss and wants Demira's company if possible.
Demira will
girls.
nod and curtsy and follow.
The girls are, of course, more than welcome to come along if they want to.
Akari was gonna just blend into the crowd and start exploring around the town. However, yeah, if invitation's open, she will come.
Oh, wow, an invite into the busy streets of a large city. Oh, you know what? I'm pretty tired.
You have stayed awake quite a bit, so that's understandable, Vivra.
Yeah, you know, I should, now that we're in a safe location, I'll just hang out here.
Right.
Okay. Favorite.
Oh
Yeah.
no, people! Let's put people outside.
Akari would
So,
I just say while walking, Akari will keep Gigi on her head and then let the black cuckoo walk on the ground by her side if it wants to stick around and follow.
It passed
This
so
is
far.
Demira's first time seeing this chicken, and everyone is just like, oh, this is normal.
Lumi, in complete fairness, Lumi does not know what the deal is. Lumi just sees, you have one familiar, maybe this is your other one. I
Right?
don't ask questions.
That is,
Does
It's
this
just a
have
random
two familiars?
that is true.
She's
Nobody
like, I'm
explained
sure
the chicken.
This is just part of the deal.
Nobody asks questions, so she doesn't explain anything.
Yeah, Lumi's not gonna ask. She actually she would ask Akari, so what are their names?
She'll point at the cat, the little black cat, at least at its current black cat form on her head, saying, "That's Gigi." And then she points at the black cuckoo and says, "It doesn't have a name. It just likes to come sometimes.
Mark.
Maybe I'll call it Kuro or something if it likes it."
Mark. If Fluffy showed interest in going with you guys, would Lumi allow that?
Absolutely.
Okay. As you
Lumi
guys are
likes
leaving,
animals.
Vivra's gonna subtly cast Beast Sense on Fluffy so that she can look through his eyes later. It's like, I'm not going out, but Fluffy wants to, so there you go.
We halfway have Vibra.
Halfway, yeah. She would try to do it when you guys aren't, like, noticing. I don't know.
Equal parts humanoids and pets at this point.
Yeah.
One per person. Everyone gets an emotional support animal.
While you guys are unpacking and getting ready to go, Velkorin, since you were in the last caravan, you would have been the longest to come in. Were you going to do your own thing, or were you going to meet up with the party? if you
I'm
have,
into the front caravan.
and
unless
or
you went
don't
back.
have hamburger in your mouth.
The
I'm
food here
assuming
is
they're all
great.
gonna. Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm assuming that they're all just wandering off already. So.
Oh no, not all.
Oh.
Whoever was
Okay.
staying behind. Drop your mask.
I would yes.
Yeah, no. Vivra heard crowds and went, I'm okay.
I think I would probably just hang out with Freddy and stuff since it's with the situation essentially being what it had been
Okay.
last time he was out and about.
Fair enough.
Just to be safe.
Well, obviously, since you're with Frederick, I'll describe his appearance is much more formal than you're used to, because you know that whenever he's not when he's in a casual, he's always wearing the Kokiri tunic that he has. So it's a little weird every once in a while you see him when he's actually presenting himself as Prince. Normally he does deep purples and green as his main kind of colors, but obviously, yeah, he's trying to have good relations with the Zora, so he actually shifted his colors to be more blue and black. Elena is also with him as well, his older sister, in case anybody forgot. But yeah, essentially, the two of you he has his own private quarters that is actually, everything is still kind of open air like the rest of the area, but his is a little more closed off and towards the center of the kind of living quarter area in the middle, or underneath the town, essentially. So
Right.
his is more secure as it's in the center, so it takes, obviously you have to get through a lot more people to get to it. And it does have kind of like drapes, essentially, to kind of give a little bit of privacy. All the places have drapes around the edges to essentially give yourself somewhat privacy, but it's not like a door. But for the most part, it would be you, Elena, and Frederick doing whatever you guys want to do. For the most part, it looks like Frederick is probably just getting things set up at some point. He's probably going to be trying to look for Sidon at some point. Meet up with.
Not a door, Vivra. Nope. Nobody gets that except for our group. I never posted it.
Oh. Alright. Lumi, back to the girls, except for Vivra. You guys are going to go look for Malice, I assume?
Yes. We're off to find my boss.
We'll say the town's very lively. It's a very massive, large area, but there's a bunch of people just kind of running around constantly doing things. So it's pretty packed. No, not so packed that people are bumping into each other, but it's busy. So I'll have you, since you know who your boss, well, you all know who your boss is, but I guess whoever wants to actively look for him.
I'll give guidance to Lumi. So you can add a d4 to whatever you roll.
Let me find a d4 real quick. One day I will have a dice tray at my desk, and
One day.
Oh, not to metagame this or anything, but if you asked Fluffy to help you as a familiar companion, technically he can give you the help action.
It is not something that Lumi would actually know.
Yeah, that's why I was like, if she knows, there's the info. If not, oh well.
Okay. Oh, well, that was really fun.
Oh.
Lumi is getting high rolls tonight.
Ooh.
That's bad.
So
That's a bad thing. That means that when they're important, it's gonna be bad.
it's gonna be
No,
super
don't
low.
jinx it.
Yep. So that was a 19 plus a 1
Ooh.
from guidance. And since I'm looking for him, what am I actually doing? Am I doing investigation or perception?
Perception.
That's
Because you're not.
another plus
You're just kind of
5.
scanning the.
Another
Everything.
25.
Dumb.
Holy smokes.
All right.
25s across the board.
Taking all of your dice.
No.
Okay, but Vi rolled
But-
stupid low all night Saturday, so I'm making up for her crappy rolls on Lumi.
Lumi deserves it.
Yeah. You're kind of scanning the crowd, looking around, trying to see where you can see, and after a while, you do see the recognizable long black hair of who you assume might be your boss, and as you start to get close, you can see that this is a man who's dressed in very nice clothes, and as soon as you see the very nice clothes, you're like, oh, yep, that's definitely him. And actually, the person he's talking to, somebody, is a very large, very tall blue Zora that you don't know, but Akari probably recognizes as Sidon. But you see the two of them seem to be speaking to each other about whatever.
It's Vivra's boyfriend, for people who don't know.
Yep.
My gosh. Stop it. Yeah, you see a flash through Fluffy's eyes and then it disappears immediately. No. It's like, ah! I'm kidding.
Somebody trips over Fluffy and he just goes, poof.
Aww.
Oh.
Run! How dare you?
No, for him, that's Okoku. I don't know Okoku about. She's in the forest still.
Biddy,
Tall
ignore
male
that
or
I-
Koku.
Peter, I swear to God, your cat.
As a reminder for anybody who doesn't know who he looks like. But yeah, so you can see that Mal seems to be talking to Sidon. Whatever. Continue on what you guys can do.
Lumi would move around so that she's visible, but she's not going to interrupt their conversation.
As you guys approach, you do see him, like, even before you get into his vision, you see him turn around relatively quickly and see you standing with Demira and Akari, and his expression shifts to just that not surprise. That's not the word.
Surprise would be shocking, actually.
No, not acknowledgement. I don't know why my brain went to surprise. It just acknowledges you.
Malice, the ever emotional one.
Right?
Yes.
Like, you okay?
He waves you over to.
Lumi drops into a quick little curtsy and dips her head before she actually approaches them.
Which obviously at the wave at that point, that's when Sidon would turn over and he at least recognizes Akari. I don't think Sidon hasn't met Demira yet, right?
Hasn't met,
Has
yeah, Lumi,
Just
or, well, he might have met Lumi at some point in the past, but
Probably.
not during our gameplay. Hasn't met Lumi or Demira.
Okay. But so as Sidon turns over to see who Malice is acknowledging, essentially, as they're walking up, see that both. Oh, and he kind of perks up and smiles as he sees Akari, and it's, my friend, all of you must be back finally, or have made your way here.
Akari waves at Sidon and goes, hey, yes. Rest are back at the caravan.
Perfect. Glad you made it. He just kind of stops and says, well, Malice, I see your companion, your I don't know what a nicer word than employee is.
What?
And your
Employee
enchantress.
employee doesn't have to be a bad word.
I know, but there's like a nicer way
Your
to say it.
minion.
Your minion, your slave. I mean, anyways.
Your merchant savant.
Protege, apprentice.
Your apprentice.
Your intern.
Your
Whoops, sorry,
bird.
Lumi.
Whatever. Anyways, he says.
Your bird.
He just says, I'm sure you want to discuss some more of this stuff with Lumi.
Your person, which makes you.
I will meet. We'll meet back up after you rendezvous with. We can rendezvous later tonight, and we'll talk more about what's the plan. And then he turns back to Akari and says, at some point when you guys are free, I'll come find you, or you can. Better for me to come find you. Where you guys are staying down at the living quarters. once I'm done with my meeting with Malice, I'll come down to find you, and obviously let you guys know the extra plans.
Akari gives a smile. It says, "That sounds good."
As a side note, as he actually is fully turned around now, you do see that hanging off the shoulder is another Hylian woman who's just hanging on to his shoulder, with white hair and lots of blues and stuff, and she just seems very bored, but is hanging onto his shoulder, which, if you forgot, he is 10'6", so he is towering over most of you, I think. All of you, actually. You're all like 5 foot, so he's all twice the size you guys.
Yeah.
2 foot tall, Fluffy, just looking straight up.
But
We can't even look up that high.
no. After you guys stop talking, the woman just kind of speaks up to Silence, like, Sidon, I'm bored. Can we go do something instead of talking to people all day? And Sidon's just like, Tempa, the coronation's tomorrow. I gotta do my thing to get ready for Mikau. Then we can do whatever. But if you want to go find somebody else to hang out, it might be a bit more fun. And she's just pouting, but hanging out with him still.
At some point during the conversation, Demira did a polite curtsy bow to everyone.
What we got? Where? Joker or do?
You gotta talk and do things at the same time.
It's hard,
It's
okay?
super complicated. It's like walking and just breathing.
It is.
Multitasking.
So
I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. What do you think I am, an acrobat?
exactly. So Tempa is a woman, obviously. Shut up.
Gasp!
Shut up. She has white hair. Wait, that is white, right? Supposed to be white, or is it like
White
it
blonde.
is white
yeah.
blonde? Okay. Platinum blonde hair, with 2 braids on the side and a bun in the back. She has two earrings that look almost like coral on her ears. She's wearing, it almost kind of looks like a mixture of a swimsuit and a tutu. If that's the easier way to describe it. I don't really know how to describe it. But
Big ruffly bow.
yeah, big
Kind of.
ruffly bows on a swimsuit, essentially, kind of in a way. And then the most notable piece in the center that seems to be kind of holding everything together is a gold jewelry piece with 3 sapphires. Lumi, I'll have you make a free check. To see if
Jesus Christ.
I'm making Lumi do
see if-
everything today.
Something.
That's a 24 this time.
Are you kidding me?
I
Well-
wish I was.
Well then, for you, Lumi, since you rolled very well, that gem, that the jewel or the damn it, I'm losing the words.
Gem? Sapphire?
Gem, I can't,
Amulet?
whatever.
Brooch?
I can't talk today.
Uh,
Jewelry. I'm
jewelry?
just jewelry. The piece of jewelry that is attached
Pendant.
is pendant. Whatever. Either way, the thing that's on the center is you're half shocked because that is the Zora Sapphire, which is specifically it's the Royal Zora Sapphire. So this is, you would know based on conversations that you've heard, and you're a merchant, you talk to people. This is essentially the engagement, the equivalent of an engagement ring for the Zora. And it's a royal engagement ring, essentially. So
Suck.
this is implying that she is engaged
you
to
don't
someone
even
of
know.
royalty.
You don't even know who she's engaged to, dude. Shut your mouth.
But it implies that she's engaged to
Huh.
somebody of royalty, so she is somebody important,
Ooh.
basically.
Context.
Ooh.
Lumi would give another quick little curtsy to Sidon and Timpa as they leave, just out of habit, especially after she registers, oh, that's an important lady on his shoulder up there.
An important lady talking about being bored.
You know what? That's also valid. Rich ladies get bored easily.
But anyway, so yeah, yeah. Well, I did the thing again where I was attention and I didn't change things fast enough. Anyways, all right, so they walk off doing their own thing. That, like I said, it seems like Tempa's just kind of bored and complaining and flailing a bit, wanting to do something fun and not talking to people. But anyway, they walk off, and Malice in front of you guys and just addresses Lumi first. Did you make it safe? Is there any issues on the road on your way back?
There was one thing of note, sir. We did run into an alleged checkpoint. There were a couple of Zora guards they were not well maintained, but they did stop us. And she smiles. And she says it through gritted teeth when she speaks the next part.
No.
Vivra showed her seal from Prince Sidon to them, so I did have to inform them that I work for you. They did not bother us again, but I cannot be certain that they were not looking for someone important.
Just kind of blinks at you for a second and just... Alright. Well, I mean, pretty obvious that was not an actual checkpoint. Thankfully
Okay.
they didn't attack you, at least, so that's good. But that bodes poorly that between them knowing that I am involved with you and them also knowing that the prince is involved with you, that might have tipped them off that you were the prince there. That could cause some issues.
Demira looks a little bit sheepish knowing that it did not help the situation either.
But nothing we can't handle. We'll take some extra precautions, I suppose, to make sure there's more eyes on the area, but for what it is, I guess, have to see. Like I said, thankfully you weren't attacked on the way, but still concerning nonetheless. But other than that, I suppose we should get to the next part. Frederick is here for the most part. I have gotten gotten most of the armor all finished up with the enchantments. We're just doing some final double checks to make sure that obviously they are of proper quality, because my name is on it, so even if it's not a perfect enchantment, it has to be, so you know how that goes.
And it will be perfect, sir.
I know you already have your attire for tomorrow's ball. Does the rest of your party have appropriate attire?
Lumi blinks very slowly and then she turns so slowly and calmly. And she holds her hands together and looks at Akari and Demira with just the widest smile showing all
Oh,
of her
no.
teeth.
And before they even respond to you, he's like, I already know the answer to that. Anyways.
Demira's just like half cut off in her sentence because she technically does have something.
I have
She's like,
somebody.
actually, never mind.
I have somebody
Fluffy
here.
just sitting there.
I have a tailor that is here. That can definitely make something up real quick for you all. I'll send them down to you guys after you're done here, and we can go from there. Or actually, probably best to send them in the morning while it's a little less busy and everybody's finishing up. But so I'll send them down to you in the morning. Their name is Shade.
Spade.
Spade, not Shade. Spade. I was like, that didn't sound right. As soon as I said it, I was like, that didn't sound right. Spade, sorry.
They're throwing that shade.
Throwing that shade. They will be throwing
I was like,
shade.
shade, alright.
Spade, sorry. Spade. They are a wizard of their craft, so I'm sure they'll be able to whip something up quickly for your friend. Because obviously, if they are with you, that is part of my name, so they need to look pristine as well. So I'll take care of that for them in case they don't have anything.
With that very much like here's all of my teeth smile to the other two girls. Spade does excellent work. And then she spins back around to face Malice with just her regular smile again. Like, do not embarrass me. Oh my god, not in front of my god.
Malice starts blinking in Morse code to you to see if you're
Blink,
okay.
blink, 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 blink.
She's got that, like, we've
I've
been
got
drunk
something
together
in
over
my
the weekend
eye.
look. Don't get me in trouble.
Akari will nod at the suggestion and just say, I didn't have time to really prepare anything to go incognito, so I will take that offer.
Sorry. I'm just gonna make sure I certain things written down. And as
Fashion designer, real name, Spade.
Spade, yes. Spade,
note
not
down.
Shade.
Note
I'm sorry.
That's funny.
You're
'cause
like,
even
you're like,
asked
I knew it
Bob-
was Spade this whole time, as you're very, very aggressively crossing off the name Shade.
Zom is the one that picked the name out of a list too.
I know. I was like, literally as I said it, I was like, that's not right. Wait a second. I got most of the letters right.
Yes, yes.
I just
You
flipped
mentioned
one.
outfits. Fluffy kind of nudges Lumi's ankle, and then when she looks down, he like gestures with his paw to his chest.
Yes. We in the morning. It
Ow.
will be taken care of in the morning. The absolute just like she's a druid. This makes sense. It's fine.
This is Fluffy communicating.
The fox
Oh
is
my
like,
goodness.
where's my outfit too?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, no.
That's so cute. She
Vivra went
completely
away. Vivra went away like 10 minutes ago.
She completely misunderstands it, so that's even cuter. Fluffy thinks he's gonna get a little outfit.
Yeah, you say in the morning. Fluffy goes, huh.
It's so cute.
Wait, what about me?
No, Fluffy's the attention seeker of the two. Vivra heard outfit and was like, nope, I'm leaving this conversation. I don't need. She might not even heard it because I think she left when Sidon showed up.
Immediately. Oh god, here's my
She's
card.
like,
I'm out.
no, I can't.
That's adorable.
And
I love the misinterpretation though. That's wonderful.
Yep.
And so Melissa kind of says, and as a finisher, I should say, since I am mentioning the outfit as well, I have something for you just to kind of finish off your outfit. As he pulls out a jewelry box for you, Lumi, and hands it to you.
Lumi's eyes get all big and just very, very excited. Thank you, sir.
He just
It's just-
this is the first time any of the other ones. He's just it's a very, very subtle smile. It almost is like a smirk. Like, just think of this as a bonus because I know you're doing a lot with having to travel with these companions. So think of it as a bonus.
I'm aware that these people are insane.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
This is a formal apology.
I may have made a mistake by sending you with them. It's fine.
You've survived so far, so
Fine. She's fine.
she's fine.
She'll open the box and she'll take a look at her new piece of gifted item.
Is a golden choker that is the flower shape on the front, and the outside of the gold, the thing is completely bedazzled with diamonds. Fucking every inch of that choker is just covered in diamonds or gold. Very expensive.
Lumi's eyes are just like all wide, and she looks up and she smiles at Malice, just 1,000-watt beaming. Thank you so much. This is all too kind.
Of course. Only the
Demira's
best
also,
deserves
like,
it.
smiling, like caught up in the happy. She's just also
Man,
looking happy about it.
everyone's happy.
She's so happy
And-
for Lumi. Like, wow.
And when I say
In
this
her
thing,
head.
every inch is covered in diamonds, I mean every inch of the thing. Even all the way to the back where most of the time you wouldn't see it. That thing is blinged out in diamond gold.
No corners cut.
Exactly.
This is the most expensive thing that Lumi owns officially.
And then he straightens up a bit and he says, anyways, to official business.
Yes, Demira here is the one that has the rune on her. Would you mind letting Malice see, Demira?
Hello. Yes, of course. Demira will just kind of like point her one leg forward slightly where the rune is.
The rune is. See that he crouches down to get a closer look at it. Just kind of pondering a bit. His hand is on his chin as he looks over it. He doesn't reach out to touch you or anything. Just kind of looking at it like, that's definitely my style. That's the thing. But also concerning, because it means we must have a copycat. You see that, well, he looks back up here and you mind if I examine it a bit close?
Please go ahead.
See that he puts his hand over the rune and says an incantation to essentially, he's using identify on the rune. See if he can identify some more stuff about it. Not only is it a copy of my style, but the rune itself, perfect. For all purposes, this is one of my runes.
If
Steps
Demira
back and
had
steps back.
breath, if Demira had breath, it would be holding its breath right now. Like it's just listening very carefully and trying not to move.
Stands back up, obviously. Thank you. Lets you step back because obviously you are
Yeah.
in disguised outfit, and he's like, "All right,
Oh, right, yeah.
that makes sense."
Stick my leggy out through the cloak.
Yep. Like,
Demira relaxes and covers up with the cloak again.
and he obviously acknowledges that you're trying to stay hidden. So he doesn't try. He's trying not to point out the not very large, but the cloaked person in the middle of town with non-cloaked people surrounding us. But either way,
I'm allergic to the sun.
Just shy. She's a Twili. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
yeah, Twili. Exactly. Doesn't like the sun. It's cloudy out though.
She really doesn't like the sun.
Fair. He just kind of is like, Definitely is gonna need some more investigation on that end. Definitely looks like we have a copycat. The next step is, do you know where you were? Where they discovered you? Where did they discover you? Or where did you come?
Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Shut up. That's where my head went to, but shut up.
Me, I'm not entirely sure. The group found me. There was a monster on the roads. I don't have many of the details, and there were very few clues found. Did the group actually tell me that I was in a shipment? I think it might have been mentioned in front of me at some point.
I think details that much was hidden. Definitely not the
I mean,
letter that came.
That
Vivra-
seems
I
like
think
something
Vivra-
No,
Vivra would
Vivra
have
told
dropped.
you like everything last
Oh,
in
okay.
the episode
Yeah,
before
Vibra
last.
wanted to.
She was like, "We've found. Well, we didn't find. We found your box." Yeah, I'm pretty sure Vivra told her like everything.
I think in the beginning, Vivra and Akari were arguing in front of Demira about finding her and something like that. But
Well, when we were arguing,
Um,
that was vague, but literally 2 episodes ago, Vivra approached Demira and said, "I don't know a lot, but this is what I know, and I don't trust this information."
okay, yeah,
So
they.
you
I
know
have
about
a
the
note.
letter.
I have a note.
Yeah.
When they got Vivra, some of them were arguing with each other, saying things about how they wouldn't, quote unquote, just leave her on the side of the road, and that she was being sold to someone was mentioned. So Demira will share that information with Malice. And then, yes, recently Vivra added more information about the letter that was found, right?
Yeah, I'm reading it, and it looks like, yeah, she mentioned the letter, and not too
Okay,
much else.
so
I will
she would
also
add
say that
so.
before you start to speak, you can see Mouse just quickly snaps fingers. You can a little bit of magic sparkles happen as you start speaking.
Oh no, is he reading my mind?
No,
Maybe he's taking
you
notes.
can assume you assume he cast a spell. You don't. He didn't. He let you continue talking, but it was
The DM is updating their notes.
Did he
That's
just
what it
zone
means.
of truth me?
no.
Demira has no idea what the magic is. It trails off for just like half a second, but then continues explaining whatever info it has.
Oh, interesting. So not only did somebody copy one of my runes in order to, I assume, create you, but you were also intended for some. You happen to find anything else identifying when they found you? At this point, you'd probably address Akari's. Here was obviously
Yeah, Demira's
unconscious.
kind of looking down and then looking towards Akari.
Akari thinks for a moment. So when we found her, we defeated a Lino, the big creature. From what we could gather from it, because it seems like it took her personally as one of its possessions. So going by the assumption, a group had her before, possibly taking her to her destination. They got defeated by it, and all that was left with her and a box and a note.
Well, Lionel's kind of just take weapons of the people they defeat anyways, so that
And-
part isn't
And she'll
too out
think
of the ordinary, but
she'll think a bit more and then mention also it was east of the one town Muto in the mountains.
Well, either way, it is interesting. I don't know whether or not it's a good thing that you have been separated from, I guess, your intended destination or not, but regardless, definitely have to do some more looking into to figure out what's going on with this.
DM.
Yep.
Do I have that same feeling as the last time I met him?
There's a very, very subtle pull towards him, towards his direction, as well as there's another slightly pull that you didn't notice initially, but you do now notice that there's another pull that is behind you towards where you assume where the king and everybody would be. Ever so slightly pull.
Pardon me, Master Malice. Do you know about weapon spirits?
I know that they are legendary. There are not many in general. There might be maybe
Usually 4 or 5 per game. Sometimes there's like
Noah
some
start-
pseudo ones
Noah
too,
starts
but
bleeding.
they're not- They're not quite as
Stop
cool.
it!
Ears start
Once you
bleeding
spirit
too.
bind with it, it cannot be sold on the market board.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god.
From what I don't know much, but from what I do know is they are very, very rare. To the point of legend. You are the first one I've ever met. So that is obviously its own thing. But outside of that, I don't know a whole lot. Your best bet would be to try to talk to either some blacksmiths or honestly a deity like the Deku Tree or any of the great fairies. They might know something, but for me that's very slim information. The only information I really know is that they are extremely rare and that they usually are fallen heroes reforged. And it is the legend that I've been.
Demira will nod along, and then for Malice's own privacy, telepathically, Demira is going to ask him, there isn't any chance that you are a weapon spirit, is there? I feel a pull towards you.
You can respond.
Yes,
Tele-
yeah.
Telepathically, right?
Not like mine.
He just responds to you that, unfortunately, no, I am not. Not sure why you seem to be drawn towards. It might be the ring that I gave you.
Oh, yes. Demira will just politely curtsy, bow again.
Nods. Well, I definitely have some more investigating to do on your end, at least. So, but as long as you're traveling with Lumi, I don't see any obvious issue. I mean, like I said, I didn't create this, so someone is looking for you. So keep that in mind.
Velkorin's in his room. Demira, where's my pencil? Where's my pencils?
How do you open this door?
My hand's cramping again. I need a hand massage.
I need help. Where are my pajama pants?
What the heck?
My mask is too tight.
Where's my tea?
Yeah.
Wither
I've
used
been
to make
spoiled
tea.
too much. I don't know how to survive on my own anymore.
Wither used to make tea. Ah!
Oh.
That's right. You guys just hear
Like one
a
of
wail from below.
One of those things where he grabs his cup and like it's cold, like he drinks it and it's cold. He's like, well, that's weird because he's not used to cold drinks.
Well, that's strange.
That's
That's
Usually
weird.
this thing magically fills itself.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Goodness.
Anyways. Now that our personal business is done, as far as the plan for the coronation tomorrow, you all will be, I mean, basically you all will be, he knows that two of you are missing, but he assumes you guys will transfer the information and or you'll talk to the prince or whatever. He knows, well, the prince in front of you told him what the plan was. He's going to tell you anyway. That's the brief plan, essentially. You all are obviously guests of the ball. The outfits that Fade will give you, essentially, is just going to be a glamour over your current combat gear. So you won't have to worry about not being at your best, essentially. So essentially you
Question
all
for the DM.
eat.
Am I the only one wearing like actual clothes then?
I assume you would wear it with some kind of leather underneath.
Oh yeah,
a
like
thin-
yeah, I'm
some
assuming
kind of
that was-
protection
I'm
underneath.
the only one who made my own clothes.
Yeah.
Lumi's
Well-
dress is technically separate from her current
Mhm.
armor.
Yeah.
But
But it's been enchanted
it's
by
definitely
mostly.
glam.
So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And since none of you, well, you my brain. Anyways, so essentially you all will be disguised as just guests and doing her best to keep an eye out for any unusual people. All the guards themselves will be glamored as well, into normal ceremonial attire, but basically, something might happen, but we're gonna hope nothing. But in case, everybody should be prepared by the end of the night. Biggest concern I have is how open this area is. Definitely want to keep an eye out for everything.
Demira's like back on bodyguard mode.
Scanning. She's getting It's dizzy.
Or ring down.
So yeah. Like I said, once you meet up with Spade, they'll have your attire, but if you seem to have any other... If anybody looks odd, make sure to let one of us know, whether it's me or the prince, or the girl that was hanging off the prince. She'll also be there as well. Contrary to what she might look like, she is a very adept fighter.
Akari gives a thumbs up. I'll keep note of any suspicious activities.
Did she have like a weapon with her?
Yeah, she had a big old metal hammer on her back.
I was gonna say her fist.
Fists.
Her
My
fist.
skull. Bonk.
Yep, those are. Yeah, that was two. You did
No,
have
that's
those.
Rinny. I'll beat them up with my face.
I forgot. Right on. Okay, everybody testing on that at this point.
Mhm.
I don't remember if I showed up. I'll do it real quick since I forgot to do it.
Maybe there's new viewers who need to see it.
And what side are we seeing them on?
Oh, that's wrong. That's not the art one. That's the reference piece. This is the real one. Oop. There we go.
You can delete the old one.
I know.
Yeah, get
I
rid of
will.
it. Look
Ah,
at that guy.
yeah, so that's I don't like. It's very similar to what he looks like. Either way, that's what he looks like, for the people who haven't seen him. Boop, boop, boop. Anyway, biggest thing is to keep an eye out, but also not very often that you get to be part of a coronation, so enjoy yourself. For the most part, we can hope nothing happens, so as long as that's the best case scenario is nothing happens and it goes off fine and we were over prepared.
Hopefully.
Rain, I think.
No,
Yeah,
it's not me.
somewhere, it's someone.
That was my clock. I forgot.
Oh,
I know, I was like, it's a little rhythmic for a train.
maybe.
It'll try to get
I
it
figured it might be one starting up, like doing the.
Yeah, I thought it was. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. As far as that, well, you have the day to wander. I'm gonna continue to double check and triple check and change out any enchantments that aren't up to our standards. Other than that, enjoy your night, Lumi.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for your time.
Looks at the other two and gives a slight bow.
A little bit as a treat.
Just a tiny little bow. Fluffy puffs up his chest proudly.
Demira has already done her curtsy thing, but yeah.
He walks off to start mingling with other people and double checking things. You guys are free to do whatever else you would like to do for the day.
Demira kind of just audibly goes, wow, at the choker full of diamonds.
Yeah, but Luffy is like holding her little box close to her chest, and she's like, now that Malice has walked away, she's all starry-eyed again.
So cute.
She's able to show her true
He's
side
like,
out
oh,
of
thank
professional mode.
goodness.
She's just like, oh my goodness, all excited. So she probably showed, like, very, very carefully shows Demira and Akari it, and before like snapping it shut, like this. I do not want everybody and their brother seeing this.
New mission start. Don't get robbed.
Get robbed.
And then down to Fluffy too, as soon as Fluffy starts being like,
Yeah, Fluffy's like, excuse you, I will not be excluded.
You have shinies, give me.
Yes, let me see. He sniffs it and then like kind of nods in approval. There's a little approval sneeze.
oh my goodness, what a good one. Okay, I need to go and put this back in our quarters because this I do not want to lose this. It is from Malice, and it is the nicest thing that he has ever given me. So we need to let Velkorin know what he has told us, and we need to let Vivra know. Unless, and she looks down at Fluffy when she says unless.
Unless Fluffy kind of shrugs.
Okay, we need to let Vivra know. Interpreting animal sign language.
Yep. You look at him, he shrugs and then shakes his head like she doesn't know.
Okay,
Oh
so
shit, I'm just here.
Yep, I'm hanging out.
I'm just having fun. I'm part of Girls' Day.
Yep, I'm part of girls' night. Viver's the
Keeps
introvert.
an eye out for the usual threat that we already had, but also making sure nobody's gonna mug Lumi for that necklace.
We must return this to the living quarters immediately, and then we can continue exploring the city.
Indeed.
And I would also say that I forgot to mention this. As Malice was walking away, you did feel the twinge of some magical energy just fade away.
Oh right, he
And-
did
Ooh,
something.
fancy.
The spell that he had cast, you can assume, is gone.
Demira doesn't know a lot of Arcana stuff, but would there be any point in me making an Arcana roll to try to understand what it was or get more info on it?
You want to, you can make an Arcana check.
Okay. What's my Arcana? I did not have my character sheet up yet.
I wonder if that's their boss, like, innately.
This is what I get for making fun of Zom for not being prepared.
Ah!
Well, in your defense, we also sat there with them in a call for like 2 hours as they got prepared.
Hey, it was like an hour. Fuck off.
Okay, my Arcana is +0, so it's just a
Oh dear.
15. If I can guide myself, then it is a 16.
Nice. And you're not versed in Arcana at all, so
I will
No.
say above table, Velkorin, did you ever use your ring in front of Demira?
Oh,
No.
okay. No, he hasn't.
gasp.
Okay. And no, you don't know what it was, Demira.
Okay.
Oh, I know what it is.
He's like, what? I have a ring?
Oh, I know what ring I have. That's why I'm like, well, no, I've never had to use it yet. We've literally been in my room.
Yeah.
I think you used it with Freddy once.
Yeah, but I don't
That was
think
a
it
long
would
ass
been.
time ago, though.
Yeah, she would.
Yeah,
have
the
been there.
privacy thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The thing I tried to sneak in and I couldn't. Wait, so I would have. Oh, but I'm not there. I would have known.
I mean, all Vivra knows is that they were talking about pastries for a really long time
It's like this is the guy that
So-
I'm
at
saying.
one time.
So, question with that also. So, the conversation Lumi and not Lumi, sorry, Demira and Malice were having.
Mhm.
Would Lumi and Akari have heard it and been included in there, or, or
Yes.
just between them?
No, you guys were part of it too, so you.
Okay, just making sure because he did
Okay,
ask
yeah.
Akari about more
Yeah.
details.
As long as you're part of the conversation, you get involved.
Yeah, I had a
Mhm,
feeling there was
yeah.
something to make sure eavesdroppers wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Like if you weren't part of my conversation and I had it and I turned it on, it would just be like, oh, they're
Random
talking about weird
Yeah.
stuff.
Vivra known because Velkorin did it with Vivra one time. Because we made the joke about Akari just hearing them talking about pastries also. Just like,
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah,
Ritos,
because it was
yeah,
between them.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
based
remembered
on
that.
in between.
They're so passionate about pastries.
Always want to
I
talk
remember
about
that.
pastries. All right, what are you guys doing? The town
We're
is
heading
yours.
back
We're
to
heading back.
make
Hiding.
sure that the choker's safe first, and talking. We're gonna update Velkorin and Vivra.
Well,
So Vibra's
Velkorin
the
is
easiest
not at
one
the
to
place
do.
though.
Vibra's our easiest one to talk to first.
So we get back and Velkorin's not there. But
Unless-
Vivra's still there,
Unless
right?
he made his way
Yeah,
back.
Vivra's.
I did
Velkorin
not
is-
make my way back. I am still with Fred.
Velkorin is probably more than 30 feet away, but Demira will try to telepathically reach out,
Oh, yeah,
and I assume I get nothing back.
Yep. Definitely.
I'm gonna let's see. Yeah, there's a you don't immediately see Vivra, but you see a shark swimming in the pool.
I'm just curious.
A freshwater shark, oh god.
I don't know.
Given that Lumi has already made the assumption that like Vibra can understand through Fluffy, I wonder if she would figure out that that is yeah, because apparently my rolls are just fucking good on Lumi tonight. Oh, you can become a shark as well.
Splashes as she turns into a person again in the water and like looks up. It's like, yes.
Very neat.
I was about to say you didn't knock, but there's no doors.
Usually this
No,
is my
normally-
open air nature.
No, normally I would, but there's not even really walls. We spoke with my boss, and he wanted to let everyone know that I think that you heard about Spade coming in the morning for the outfits.
Or hello? Okay. Who?
I was
Freaking, I can't do one-word sentences. Just like no,
no.
no.
At least two.
Lumi tilts her head and she like looks down towards Fluffy. And then she
Fluffy is like licking a paw, glances up at you with a side eye, and then just, and then keeps going, saunters off.
kind of looks back and forth for a second, and then she goes, "Oh, I might have promised Fluffy an outfit."
Oh no, you promised him what?
Well, okay. Spade is very good. I'm certain that Spade can whip up a cute little cape for Fluffy. It will be no problem at all. I will pay Spade myself for that. That is
Wait,
my bad.
but
we are.
why?
Well, we are invited as guests to the coronation ball tomorrow evening.
Yeah, to
of course.
protect.
And
We're
yes, but we are also we need to fit in, so we have to look
No.
nice. Yes.
Yes, yes.
No. Yes.
And Lumi is very obviously relieved that Vibra was not there for the conversation with Alice now. Just very glad. That's not even a, do you need to incite that? No, that is like an immediate relief. No, we are going to have our gear is going to be glamored over the same way that I was working on the runes for the armor, so that it will reflect the ceremonial attire while still providing necessary protection. It will simply look like you are wearing a very nice dress, such as, and she gestures at her own outfit. This is glamored.
That's not your real outfit.
No, I'm wearing leather armor. Heavens, do you think that I would walk around with? You could shoot me in
What?
the chest in this.
Yeah, I figured that's why you got protection hired for you. I just assumed you had terrible taste in armor.
You've got a point.
The irony that literally all of you technically have glamored
Yeah,
armor.
we started out with glamored armor.
What are you talking about? Vivra started with a cloth dress that provided no protection.
With a suspiciously high AC.
And that's just like Velkorin could literally just be wearing his stuff over armor.
Yeah. So it is up to every player's interpretation.
Yeah, Vivra's not been glamored. What are you talking about? She doesn't do that. She's like, I just assumed that you figured we were enough protection. For some reason.
Lumi is flabbergasted for a moment, and she actually visibly is struggling to recover from that one. That psychic damage. She took some psychic damage there.
If it helps, Akari places a hand on Lumi's shoulder. It doesn't really say
Take
anything,
some
but
psychic
understand.
damage. Vivra looks to Akari and back to Lumi and says, "But then people won't know we're on the job.
That's
the point.
And they might not leave us alone."
But
Well,
they also won't have their guard up against
We
us.
are meant
What?
to also enjoy ourselves if we
What?
can.
What? What's enjoyment?
Oh god.
You guys are happy?
Oh god. Hold. I was so concerned about us not embarrassing Malice with our armor. I forgot a very
You-
important question. Do you all
You-
know how to dance?
Listen. I'm not there to dance. I might have taken a couple of lessons from Okoku, maybe, but that's besides the point.
Can
No,
you do
I'm
a-
there for.
Can you do a waltz? Can you do a simple waltz?
Can Vivra do a waltz?
I would assume you can do a easy
A
two-step
basic.
waltz.
Box step.
Mhm.
Yes.
You can do a very basic of basic waltz, probably.
Okay.
The
Okay.
stress levels. Wait, what do you mean embarrass Malice? We're not there for Malice. We're there to protect the princess.
We
From
are
danger.
Mentioned
Yes.
our alignment with Malice before.
Yeah,
so
to protect Lumi also, right?
yes, so we are.
We are representing Malice as much as we are representing the princess.
I can't afford outfits.
Oh, don't worry about that. Malice is going to cover the costs for
Of
Spade
course he
outfitting.
is.
And I will cover for Fluffy, obviously. That's my misunderstanding.
Fluffy kind of like snickers.
But we will be disguised as guests, and we will be keeping our eye out for those who are unusual, such as those guards that stopped us on our way into the town a couple of days ago, into the city. We were told to let Malice, the prince, or the woman that was with the prince know. She had very pale blonde hair. She was wearing a very gorgeous blue dress. She's engaged to someone in the family. I would assume the prince that she was with.
She had a giant hammer too, Akari says.
Okay.
He did say her name also. Out
Yeah,
loud.
that's why Vivra was like, okay, this is a lot of it. Why do I need this? Who is there a name, I guess?
Hang on, the names were in fact said? Timpo's name
Yeah.
was said? Oh.
Yeah.
I that is a Nibby did not catch that.
How do you not know who Tempa is?
Tempa is the woman that was with the prince.
He's like
Oh.
tempura.
She's just
Mm.
she was with Sidon?
Yes.
No, they're just friends.
She certainly had an engagement.
And you assumed that because she was wearing an engagement item that it was with Sidon?
Well, she was hanging off of his shoulder.
It was a royal
Context.
engagement item.
God, I'm dying.
And it was a royal engagement item. Like, very specifically, that
Yeah.
was like from the royal family. So the assumption
Okay.
was,
Stop.
I suppose I could be wrong.
I'm gonna need you to stop talking. Oh
my god.
Is there anything else that I need to hear now? As she's like still leaning on the edge of the pool. She hasn't gotten out yet, but she kind of glances to the side where her clothing is. Off next to the pool.
Lumi is fully unbothered by this situation, which is it's very Lumi of her.
The funny thing is that, like, I think anyone in this group would have no social reaction to that.
Yeah. If they don't react, Vivra will shrug as well, because as a druid, she's not terribly mindful about being clothed either, weirdly enough. But she knows that most people are uncomfortable by that, so she's like, maybe this will get them to leave, and then they don't react. And
Oh, right,
internally,
they're all freaks.
yeah, internally she's like, right, okay.
No,
Do you need to tell me anything else other than that? Something different.
I think that was everything. We do need to, one of us should inform Velkorin, but I will leave you to enjoy your time in the pool. That looked like a whole lot of fun. And Lumi's gonna turn and just meander off back to her room, like.
I did try to reach out to Velkorin, but he must be farther away. Did you see where he went, Vivra?
I'm pretty sure before we got into town, he got back into the last cart, so either he's wandering around, or he's found his own room, or, I mean, he's friends with Frederick. He might have gone that way, too. But I don't know where that is.
Is that the cart that Frederick was in?
No.
Well, I'm sure he'll come back when he's ready.
And he was never seen again.
I am a great bodyguard.
You just see an explosion of a radiant beam of light.
Oh no.
Oh, he's shooting things again.
I could have
blasting off again.
I could have Fluffy try to sniff him out since he's, seen him before.
That might be a good idea.
Okay. Let me get dressed and I'll go with you.
Well, Fluffy can go on his own, can't he?
Yes, but Fluffy is very persuasive, and I don't trust him to not get distracted by markets or people who want to pet him.
He comes back and he's just round because of all the treats.
He is a
Full of
circle.
goop.
Akari kind of looks off.
And he has, like, gems around his neck and everything. He's like, how'd you even get that?
I'm the royal mascot now.
What are you doing, Akari?
Oh, this is Akari just kind of looks off to the side, thinking to herself, sort of out loud, like, I should visit the market and get something for Gigi. Maybe a little bow or necklace.
I'm gonna say this because it hasn't been repeated enough. My favorite part of this entire game, of the however many 44 sessions, is Akari running through the town asking people for money.
You got money?
You got money? No? Bye.
I need $5. You got $5?
Can I get store credit?
I will do work.
I just want the thing.
Demira looks back and forth between Vivra and Lumi, who's walking away, and just says, I'll catch up with you in just a minute. And she goes over to Lumi. Miss Lumi,
Yeah.
I don't know how to dance. Would you be able to teach me quickly later?
Absolutely. I can, and if Akari needs to be shown as well, I can absolutely teach both of you.
Thank
It
you.
will have to be something simple and quick, but
Yes.
I'm good at that.
Akari lets out a little chuckle. I'll join. I am used to dancing, but I will definitely join.
Well, then we can demonstrate to Demira together, and she can practice with both of it. She can practice with you, and I can play. Excellent.
She laughs.
Untold.
She nods and agrees. She'll have 2 practice buddies.
Thank you both very much. And Demira will head back over to Vivra to look for Velkorin.
But Vivra would have gotten out and been getting dressed or whatever. Doesn't take too long, probably. A lot of parts to this outfit, though. Because it's the new one. And once she's ready to go, she's like, alright, Fluffy, lead the way, I suppose. And Fluffy will just kind of stretch lazily because he just got back and probably was like all lounging on the bed. Then he hops down and starts heading out, and we'll go ahead and follow him while he sniffs around town.
I will be giving guidance and the help action to whoever is looking, if necessary.
That's Fluffy.
Actually, technically, well, guidance lasts a minute, so it would be kind of alternating between guidance and help action, because technically I only have one action.
Fluffy already has advantage on sight/smell checks, and since he'll be using his nose, he just needs...
Okay,
guidance
yeah,
might
just
help a bit,
guidance
but
then.
yeah. So that's a... with guidance, 22.
Velkorin, are you trying to be not obviously hiding in plain sight, but are you trying to be what's the word? Not standing out? There's a different word for that.
I actually thought of something that I could do.
Better.
So what is Frederick's sister's name again? This is just actually
Elena.
me forgetting. Okay, so after a while, he would have showed her the outfit and be like discussing with her how, like, if he should change his hairstyle to match, and that's what he'll be doing. Like discussing, like, well, do I change my hair like this, or do I keep it normal? And currently, it's in like some kind of weird, like, monstrosity thing. Like, there's like it's like side braided, and
She's
it's just
like, let me try something.
yeah, and it's just
Oh
like,
gosh. A side braid!
I'm assuming Freddy would be like, just like, why do you let her do this to you every time?
You know, she flunked her
Her
what is
hairdresser's
the word? Not
cosmetologist.
Yeah. I was like, not cosmology. What's the word?
It's cosmetology, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cosmetology.
cosmetology class.
She failed
She wears a
cosmology,
braid all the time
cosmosis.
for a reason.
Yeah, she just hits things now.
Which is ironic because like one of the styles is basically identical to hers. Because that's all she knows how to
Yeah,
do
she has
actually.
a side braid. Demira is kind of a little bit nervously
Vivra has a
fidgeting
side braid. Wait a minute.
with the raven's feather that was attached to her hip.
I would say with a 22, you probably can sniff out his direction.
Every now and then, there's like a snack stall or something that he's passing by, and he pauses, and Vivra just kind of goes, Fluffy, and Fluffy gets back on task. If Fluffy had rolled lower, he would have probably gotten distracted. But because he rolled high enough, he's like, I'll listen. And yeah, so they're wandering around a little bit.
Yeah, you're just kind of weaving through the crowd, and eventually you recognize the very tall, but not as tall as the Zora man.
Yeah, he doesn't even
Oh
stick
my
out
gosh,
here.
we're short.
Somebody who actually somewhat lines up with the Zora. Well, they aren't talking to the Zora, but Frederick is currently talking to what? Since it's in front of Velkorin, since you've obviously been hearing the conversation, he's talking to the butler, the royal butler, the person who works with Mikal the most. Oh, all right, that's not what that's
Fancy
supposed to be.
pictures.
I don't have an NPC-sized window
Whoa.
for that guy. There we go.
Oh my
Put him
goodness,
right here
front
real
and
quick.
center.
Oop.
He looks tired.
He is. That was about the next part I was just describe is. So it's a Hylian man with the very light blue hair and blue eyes, and this poor man looks exhausted. Just very, very dark circles under his eyes, but is still doing his doing his thing, but he looks exhausted. He's just talking with Freddy, which, from what you're overhearing, it's just kind of general stuff of, okay, what's the plan for this? Where are you guys going that? What's going on? What time is this happening? Whatever. And every in between every important conversation, every once in a while, he's like, yep, I had to change that 5 times because of, sorry. Anyways, he just kind of, you can see that he is being worked to the bone, but is putting up with it. So, we'll say that after a while, you guys finally catch up to them.
How bad is the hair when we get there?
How bad is the hair? Oh,
What
God.
do
Yeah.
we witness?
What do we
Uh,
witness?
A tangled mess of Velkorin's hair that,
Half up man bun, half down in the back.
yeah,
You know how it
he's
normally
got
is.
like 3 different hairstyles all at once.
Does he still have his mask on?
No, mine would have to be
gonna
off for
style
this.
his hair?
Oh, I
Yeah, that's
suppose.
what I'm wondering. I'm like,
I suppose it would have to
be.
be off. Oop,
Yeah.
that's the wrong one.
I mean, they're probably in like a private area, sort of.
They've
True.
just been styling the mane of the mask this whole time.
She's
No.
like, "This isn't your hair. What do you mean?"
Make it
yeah.
work.
I think Vivra kind of like walks in after Fluffy, sees like everyone, and then notices just the mess, and kind of puts a finger on her chin, pauses for just a second so that she doesn't start laughing, and goes, "Are you trying something new?"
Demira just says, "It's very cute."
Vivra starts laughing.
Aw. Oops.
I'm assuming you're here because of something important. As he just like looks at you and he's like slowly taking his hair and putting it back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah. Demira, you wanna tell him about that? Hang on, I need.
Quick recap. Lumi sent us to tell him about Bade meeting us in the morning and what else. There were other plans about us like protecting
1 second. I
people,
will
right?
send you. There is the
perfect.
note block.
Perfect.
That is specifically the note block that I am referencing.
We
Those
will be
poor
guests at the
outfit
ball, as you may have suspected. Most of us will have outfits provided to us by someone named Spade in the morning. It will be glamored over our armor, so we'll be at full capacity if something goes wrong. They are suspecting that something may happen that we should be on guard for.
I see.
I believe if we notice anything strange, we're supposed to tell someone named Tempa, Sidon, or Malice.
And at that point,
Yep.
the butler Coda speaks up and he says, "Or me, preferably me over Tempa." He just sighs very heavily.
Vivra notices him, kind of does a double take, and like under her breath, she's like, "Are you okay?" Like she didn't mean to say it out loud, but she does.
He just sighs and says, "No, but I'll deal with it."
Okay.
Because he's been somewhat half eavesdropping in what you guys were saying. He just says, "The gist is, Tempa would be your last resort if nobody else was around, but preferably myself, Sidon, Malice, somebody important. Nobody else is around, then I guess Tempa, because she'll make noise at least." As he sighs again.
Damn. Demira nods politely.
So those are all the okay. And what if? I know that's already a list of people. What if we can't find any of you?
Hard to say. We want to avoid causing commotion because obviously it's a big, and we want everybody to stay safe. but I guess if there is no other option, then simply make some noise. Whatever that means, I'll leave it up to you, but interrupt the coronation, essentially. Something severe enough seems to be going on, and nobody else can get a hold. You can't get to anyone else. Just make some noise, as he says. He's just like, I don't really. It's not my job to do this stuff, but it is my job, so he has to do it. But he's also like, I don't know exactly what to do in this situation. I've been thrust into this spot.
He's like, I'm busy trying to choose between eggshell or white right now, okay?
Basically.
And Vivra's like, I need 1,200 contingencies. Okay, we'll figure it out. I guess, if we need to. Oh, gosh, I hope we don't need to.
I hope as well, because that's more work for me.
Okay.
If anything is needed, you know where to find us as well.
Nods. Why, I will come find you if we need you, or if the prince needs you. Which may or may not happen. We'll see what happens.
Do you
Sorry to
need...
interrupt.
Oh.
That's it. That's just what she was saying, is
Oh.
apologizing for the interruption.
I
Finally.
Vivra was gonna say, do you need help with anything right now?
For the most part, whatever we have left is just preparing for the ceremony itself. You want to help move things? Sure, that's what you can help with, but for the most part, it's just the setup at this.
Okay.
More than willing to take free labor as if it's up.
Where would I go for that?
You just like basically talk to any of the guards around here. They'll probably point out where they need help if you just need manual labor. Other than that, that's kind of the main thing we need right now. Helping set up.
Any
So,
guard?
any of the main guards in the main courtyard down below there, which he points to the center area where you can see everybody's actually setting things up from where they are.
Part of Vivra's like, I mean, I asked, I should probably see if I could help. And the other part of her is like, that's a lot of people still.
Velkorin, are you and Frederick safe here? I assume Elena is enough muscle on her own.
Goddamn straight up.
I was actually about to head back myself, so I will head back with you.
Demira nods and looks towards Elena and Frederick, kind of just waiting to make sure Elena's fine with Frederick on her own.
Oh yeah, we'll be fine. Points over to Photo as well. Worst case, if I can't handle it, I'm sure he can. And Photo just sighs more.
He has permanent exhaustion.
Yes. Constantly.
Poor guy.
Man is work.
Very overworked. Oh, because Vivra's also like, I'm not very strong, so. And they said, like, manual labor. I could turn into an animal, but I don't think they'd want that. As.
At this point, they have already walked away from you.
That's fine. Her overthinking, she's like, oh, yep, they're, okay, bye.
Blink and they're gone.
Yep. Cast a gentle gust to try to fix the rest of Velkorin's hair.
It just goes. It makes it worse. It does not help.
Well, I tried.
Like in the cartoons when they do a blow dryer on someone and it just stays.
You're gonna have to fix that back at. Yeah, okay.
If that actually happens, Demira would smooth it out a little. And then start walking back.
I guess if everyone else is kind of separating and stuff, Vivra is kind of
I
like...
assume we're going back as a group.
You guys went one way, Frederick and Elena went the other way, and she's like, well, I guess I'm going back now.
Demira would, if you weren't following, Demira would stop partway and look back at you to make sure that you're not alone, because we're all in danger, so Demira wants to make sure that you're not by yourself. So Demira will wait for you to go with them.
Yeah, yep, I'm coming. And her and Fluffy trot to catch up a little bit.
It's nice to help out, but you should also get lots of rest, because we may be needed at our top form.
I guess. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. River's like, yeah, no, that's a good excuse. Thanks. Yeah. I'll use that. You're right.
Like, yep, yeah. Oh man, more solitude.
I was just hoping to help.
Yep, sure, you're right.
So they'll head back then. Yeah. You'll buy a cheap snack for Fluffy on the way back. One that's like 2 copper or something. 2 whatever the cheap rupee is.
Cheapest rupee would be the green.
Yeah, 2 of those. There we go.
To do what? I missed.
To buy Fluffy a treat.
Oh yes.
On the way back.
Sure.
Because he was good.
You find her the equivalent of like a sardine or something.
Oh, nice.
Sardines. Sure, we'll say that.
Yeah.
Some fresh sardines. There you go.
Nice. A whole batch of them. Fluffy's very happy.
You guys make it back to your quarters. We'll say it's more into the evening now. Starting to get into the evening. The night is yours. Do whatever you wish to do. If you want.
I guess rest. I don't know.
I say otherwise, we'll rest and go into the morning.
Demira will practice dancing a bit with Lumi and Akari, and then wait for people to go to bed.
How big is this whole area? I know we each have our own rooms, but are there like large empty hallways and stuff?
Not really. It's an open.
All outdoors, right?
It's all basically outdoors and open, out in the open.
Except with like little rooftops and like basically we're all staying in little gazebos.
Basically.
I see. I was gonna maybe wander a bit if there were like hallways and stuff. But if it's just like one room for each of them, then she'll probably stick to her own.
You want me to roll performance to see if I learn how to dance?
Ooh.
Guidance. This is important.
Oh man, are you gonna guidance yourself the entire coronation?
Yeah, I would.
It's not a bad day.
Natural 20! I'm the best dancer in the world!
You
the ability to float
so
a little
good.
does help.
Yeah, oh man, you're so graceful.
You're got it down, no problem.
I doubt I have a modifier to performance anyways.
Even though
unless it's charisma, then it would be like 2.
The pretty
Charisma,
pretty simple thing that Lumi is teaching you, but yeah, you got it down pretty solid.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys are rolling like crazy today.
Yeah, for fluff.
I am concerned.
Someone's gonna get assassinated because I roll a natural 1 later or something.
Oh no.
No,
Don't say that.
We are going to roll natural ones.
The 2 of you are, exactly. You got the balance
been
of the
very
world has to
fortunate.
happen.
I've been very fortunate to have advantage with most of my rolls today because, like, one will be, like, between a 1 and a 5, and the other one will be 17 to 19. And so I'm literally just sitting here like, whew, thank goodness for that.
All right. If nobody's doing anything for the evening, then we'll jump into the morning.
I do have one thing. Like, after everyone goes to bed, Demira's gonna try to find Velkorin. And it will gently knock on, like, one of the posts or something, since there's no doors.
Bang, bang, bang! You awake?
Knocks on his forehead.
Sorry, did I wake you?
Knocks
It's like
on his.
staring over like.
Clang!
You just knock on his mask.
Ding, ding, ding.
Awake.
Leaning over him.
If he's sleeping, she won't bother him, but if he's awake, she'll step
He would
in.
be awake. He'd be awake.
I'm
I'm
sorry
awake.
to bother you. There's just something I wanted to show you. And Demira has like a little bag that she's been carrying around in human form, and takes out like a few little jars that have like some kind of balm in them. I got some flowers and made this. I think it might help your arm. I'd like to try it if that's okay.
He's gonna do a little look-see around. Is anybody else awake?
Vivra is staring in the corner. No, I'm kidding.
Assume that
Lumi is
everybody is
snoozing.
asleep because that's what Demira said.
That's why yeah.
Okay.
As far as Demira knows, yeah.
Yeah, I'll unwrap my arm then.
Demira is going to gently apply a Sundelion balm, and let me check the effects. Since I'm just testing it, I'll use the weakest one that I have.
Yeah, I was gonna say I believe each one had a different role.
Which, ironically, the one that I got the worst on was one that I, like...
Didn't you use,
yeah.
like, 3
It was one of
flowers?
my,
And
like...
it was, like...
Yeah. It was a bad roll.
Yeah, I remember seeing that and I was like, "Aww." It happens, though.
But anyways, the general idea of it above table is that it restores 3 hit points that are taken away due to gloom sickness. So any of those hit points that you have had permanently reduced can be restored by this. But as far as roleplay, DM, does anything happen?
I would say that probably the first time since he's burned his arm, he's actually felt you feel some relief. Since you've gotten your arm, it's been this constant state of just feels like it's burning, aching, but because the balm that she puts on your arm, you have it's not a very strong sense of relief, but it is a little bit.
It feels nice.
You have a bad sunburn, you put aloe vera on it, and you're just like, oh, it still hurts, but oh, that...
It feels nice.
Oh, good. I have a few more, and you should hold on to them in case you need it. And Demira will give you 1, 2, 3, 4 more, I think. And I'll send you the details of the stats on them.
Okay. This is he can see that Demira has like the raven feather, right?
Yeah.
I will trade you. And he goes into like his little pouch where he killed a whole bunch of birds.
Oh.
Oh.
And he's
Why
gonna
does this
take
one
out.
have dried blood on
Holy
it?
smokes.
He would have been clean because he's been using them for his
Yeah,
clothes. Remember?
Yeah.
And he's gonna take out a really big one,
Ooh, fancy.
like a medium-sized one, and then like a small one. So like the big one's in the middle, the medium-sized one is on top, and then the little ones on the bottom, and he has them all like tied together, like if he was trying to use them for something,
Aw.
and he's gonna just stick it in her hair.
Aw.
Cute.
Demira smiles and like tucks it in a little bit more so that it stays. Thank you. But you said trade. Do I still get to keep the other one?
The other what?
Oh.
The other feather? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You can keep as
Aw.
many as you like.
Thank you.
I will take the bag. No, I'm kidding.
Give me all of them. No. Make me a dress. Get to work last minute. No. I didn't get much of a chance to talk to you on the travel here. But I was just wondering about your tattoos. I was asking Vivra about hers, and she mentioned that hers had some meaning to her. I was wondering, do yours have any meaning to you?
Just gonna look at his arm that's just scarred completely.
Yeah, not that one.
Well, the only way he can do this is he takes off his shirt and he pulls out his entire arm because it's his
It's like, oh,
entirety
there's
of his arm.
more. Demira was looking at the ones on your face, but is like, oh.
Well, they bleed together. Like,
Yeah. She didn't know about the other ones yet.
he's gonna show his entire arm, just that's fully tattooed up all the way to his shoulder. And then kind of like look at the one arm that's completely just, scarred up the yin yang to where you can't even tell there were tattoos on it. This is actually they do. It's a combination of many things, but each tattoo is a tribute to somebody that I've lost along the way.
Are there a lot of them?
It's like, yeah, there's
Demira looks very sad.
there's like you can see like where it would be like some kind of like name written in some kind of language that you don't know. I can guarantee you don't know it because it's my made up language. And then there's some kind of like weird like mosaic thing around it with some scarring and that kind of stuff as well. And then there's like another one if you got like go a little around the other side of the arm, it's another one a little higher up, and then a little higher up there's like another one, and a little higher up there's another one. And then you can see like on his shoulder there's markings that aren't set yet. They're like not tattooed in yet, but it's like he's designed more to add to it. Which could be like she wouldn't know who it would be assumed to be, but it's somebody that he got close enough to that he's making a remembrance tattoo on his body.
I do have a little bit of context that the group lost someone recently before Demira joined, so
like in that context you can tell like he has spent time designing that chunk, which will be his shoulder into his pec.
Demira looks at you really sympathetically and glances at the scarred arm. Did that arm have more on it as well?
It did.
I'm very sorry that you've lost so many people.
He's gonna pat the top of her head. It's simply just a reminder of why I do what I do. And that even when things get harder, we can't stop.
I'll stay by your side and support you, and you don't have to worry about me becoming one of those names on your arm.
Just gonna sigh and just ruffle her hair a little bit.
Demira tries to fix it a little and make sure that
not the
they're still
hair.
okay.
It's actually metal, so his hand is just covered
It's
in
just
cuts
like,
now.
no.
It's like
metal
fi-
shard.
It's like fiberglass.
Oh
Right.
no! I have terrible nightmares about woodshop class and cutting glass there.
Yeah. He's gonna like put on his robes
Mhm.
to cover up his tattoos.
Anytime that you really need an extra boost or a relief from the pain, use one of those. If it's helpful, I can try to make more. I still have some more flowers. I didn't have a lot of time. I had to collect them on our way here, and they only grow on a mountain. As far as I know.
He'll just give her like just a genuine like smile.
Aw.
Did she say what type of flowers they were yet? Or just flowers?
I think, well,
I might have missed.
I said above table Sundelion balm, but I can't
Yeah.
remember if Demira said it. But yeah, Demira will show one of the flowers so he can see that it's a Sundelion if he knows what that is.
Nope.
Yeah, you do.
Wow.
Yes, I do.
Oh. Oh, wait.
you have the same reaction as what Lumi probably would have, because these are extremely rare. And she somehow
Extinct,
has
I
a
believe you
ton.
said.
Be careful with these.
Yes.
But thank you.
It's for like
Yeah. Like, how did you find a whole bunch of these?
I climbed a mountain and rolled really well.
Yep.
And then he's
Demira
gonna
will gently
you can
tuck
go
them
first.
away and put them back.
Okay. He's just gonna reapply his like glove and then his entire wrap that he keeps around his arm. Because I'm assuming now it's just like medically wrapped all the way up.
Yeah, like putting hand cream on and then a glove over top.
Yeah, well, it's just like fabric wrapped all the way around and up.
Right.
He'll let his fingies breathe because he's going to sleep.
it has been.
You need your fingers to breathe
The-
while you sleep. That's a well-known fact.
Well, is that or wear a glove?
I was gonna say,
Who wants to wear a glove when they sleep?
it's been because it happened before we did the time skip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It
yeah,
is.
at this point it would be probably scabbed over at least.
Yeah, it's
So.
peely.
It's not raw anymore, but it is obviously.
Yeah, but like
Painful.
you got a
Yeah.
huge scab on your arm. You move it wrong, it gets all cracky and
Yeah.
gross.
I hate that.
If there's anything else I can do to help you, don't hesitate to let me know. But for now, I'll let you get some sleep before tomorrow.
I'm sure I will need help with many things tomorrow.
Demira nods and curtsy bows and will go. Do we each have our own rooms?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
made clear already.
Not technically. It's kind of a
What?
big
You
open.
said-
I said you each have your own bed.
You said
Okay, okay.
rooms at first, though, and
I
then you
meant to
mentioned
say
Like our
bed.
own little gazebo room?
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
I meant the bed.
Well,
Okay.
It's a big
all
kind of
right.
open
well,
air,
then
but
Lumi
it's
just walking right in while Vivra's swimming makes a lot more sense now because it's a
Yeah.
shared room.
exactly.
Well, it's a shared outdoor.
A shared
area,
outdoor, fair enough.
basically. Well, Demira will go
Zora
to
don't
whichever
believe in
bed is free then. Yeah, Demira's the normal one here now for not wearing clothes.
You're about even with the Zora. They're not completely naked.
Yeah.
I mean, I would beg to differ on some of them.
They have at least some adornments somewhere. They're not completely.
Oh, fine.
Just
Fair
like
enough.
Demira, she's got stuff on.
Stuff and things.
Right. All right. So you guys are sleeping for the evening. I would say actually.
The DM
I'm
is
gonna roll
thinking.
for it.
Oh,
I dropped it.
What?
Ah.
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Don't do it.
Demira, I want you to roll.
Uh-oh.
It was.
Uh-oh.
save.
What?
Wisdom.
Demira?
Oh, right, and I didn't get a chance to follow that other feeling again
Oh,
either.
yeah. Uh-oh.
I'm assuming this is a surprise, so I can't guide myself on this one.
Yeah. Iris, I was
Uh-oh.
I was also not the thing.
What? I'm the
Yeah.
one that dreams at night.
I was
What is this?
expecting-
No, I was
No,
like
we were expecting maybe a
I was
blood
expecting
moon,
a
I
blood
think,
moon. Yeah.
but that probably
Yes.
would have happened earlier in the night.
Speaking of Akari, the black cocoa is like sleeping in bed.
That's fine.
Okay,
She has two
wisdom
animals on there now.
is only +2, so
Uh-oh.
I got an
Oh, no.
8.
No!
Oh no!
Have
In
mercy.
your okay,
Can
you
I-
rolled low.
Can I
So
give
You don't
can
have
I
to worry
can
about
I hand
losing
over
me. Velkorin gets kidnapped.
Can
in the
I-
dark.
wait,
Immediately.
I have inspiration.
Oh.
Inspiration.
if
Inspiration.
you want to burn it, you can. I guess.
Jaxie!
Okay. Okay, I will take the inspiration then. Unless the thing that's happening is really interesting.
Do
Why
you
does
want the
Velcro
thing to
Thor
happen?
have
We're all
trust issues?
sleeping. I'm so
Okay,
stressed.
21, because I got a natural 19 that time.
Yes. That's how we do it.
That's
Thank
a-
you for
that's a
using
li-
my inspiration.
that's a
Because I
little
promised Velkorin I would stay around.
That's
Why
a
does
little
Velkorin
better.
have trust issues? The moment he starts to touch literally anybody, they die, they leave.
That's a little better than an 8.
A little.
So Demira, every other night that you've gone to sleep, you've never dreamed. But for tonight, for some reason, as you go to rest like you normally do, have a weird cloudy vision in the house. You look around. The place doesn't look familiar. And it's weird because when you're trying to look around, your head's not. But your head's moving on its own, so it's kind of like being forced to look in certain places. In front of you, you can see it's very, very blurry. You can't really make out exactly what's in front of you, but you can see the shape of a person that seems to have long black hair. You hear muffled voice of probably a man, but you don't really know what they're saying. Eventually your head looks down and your skin is black. Obsidian.
Like literally black?
Like
Oh, okay.
literally like obsidian. Almost.
Like shiny obsidian?
Yes.
So another weapon spirit, probably?
And then you wake up the next.
Right up. Woke up to
Train's
the
back
clock.
again.
And that is
Right on
Lumi's
time.
sign to go to bed.
Let me
The
see.
alarm clock.
Perfect timing.
assume
You
that
wake
means-
up. Bonk, bonk.
Lumi's got to run away, I suppose, because she's got to get up in the morning. Got a little bit more to go just for this session, but it won't be too important. That is fair for you, Lumi. I'll give you the I'll brief you after we finish off. But
Thank you very much, and I hope that you all have a pleasant ending of the session.
Get some sleep.
go.
Definitely
Alright.
won't die.
Some.
Chibadoo. As the morning starts to break on the horizon and the town starts to light up again, obviously there aren't any windows, so that light is coming in right away. You all start to wake up, and after a while you hear somebody at the distance just saying, "Hello, is anybody here?"
Now go away.
Too bad, I'm here on business.
Vivra
Demira
was
will greet
tempted
them.
to. Vivra was tempted to
I
also say
assume-
no, but
I assume Lumi would greet them with me as well.
Akari, we get up and greet. Sorry, I had to finish chewing.
Guys, stream. What?
It's dinner time.
Dude,
I'm
it's dinner
kidding.
time.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
So Lumi says something extremely eloquent and charismatic, and
Yes.
Demira is there beside her.
Yep.
And Akari also joins.
Akari's also there, and
yeah.
Vivra is not. She did not get up.
Lumi would recognize the voice as Spade, who walked in at this point.
Oh,
Pop the picture up for the full
Oh,
image first.
Spade's got a
Maybe
picture.
not.
he's here early.
Yeah, it said the morning. Let me do the
Yeah,
full, let me do
bright
the
and
full
early
image.
in the morning.
Let me do the full image.
Did I
There
say
we
Wow,
the
that is
full image?
fancy.
go. Oof. So this is a
Holy
Hylian.
smokes.
What is this?
He's in his maximalist era.
What in the Hunger Games is this?
Yes, that's the idea. What Jaxie, what's the name of the skin?
Don't you worry,
Condition.
darling.
Oh, Vitiligo?
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo, that was what it was. I couldn't remember what it was called. So this Hylian man has vitiligo, so there's the variant shades of light and dark skin all over their body. They have a corset on, and then it also looks like they have a partially of a bodysuit on underneath, and then
They have very patterned pants that are flowy and a very patterned robe, which is over top of like a lace bodysuit and like a peplum thing going on with the corset and jewelry.
very cool. Oh, here.
Things on
Super
their feet,
maximalist.
too.
Over
like,
here is a little
very
better.
busy with patterns.
Lots of different patterns. Gorgeous, different things. Everything. All right.
Questionable, but it's fashion.
It's fashion.
You're in the big city now, darling.
Basically. Oh, good morning. I told I had business with you all in the this lovely morning. Can I help you all?
Oh, Lumi would probably answer this for us and
Yeah.
explain that Lumi would be like, well, some of our companions don't have the required garments and blah, blah, blah.
Of
She
That
would
is
course.
say
so
it very
Lumi.
nicely.
No, you were
and
doing
she-
great. Do more Lumi.
Then I forgot the English language, though.
Oh.
But
Awesome.
as usual,
Some
Lumi
of my
would
companions
be very-
require proper accoutrements.
Yeah, she'd be very professional about it without outright calling us poor and uncivilized.
Don't worry.
She would have a
Never
very
has
nice
it
way of
covered.
saying that we're not prepared.
He just says, of course, and it's good to see you again, Miss Lumino. I assume you already have the gown that was made for you before, so you won't be needing anything. So,
Of course. Always
he-
prepared.
he looks at the rest of you and just basically says, "Well, who's first?"
I point
Demira
at
just
Akari.
Deer in headlight.
Beard points at Akari, and they are just like, "All right, you get picked first, I guess," and they walk right away.
Akari gives a small shrug and goes, I suppose I am first.
River's like, nope.
We have fancy art for all these, so we'll show a second. And since Lumi's gone, I'll have to
Oh.
show hers separate.
Lumi gets the special reveal next session, eh?
I'll just in a second. But yes, so Spade walks up to Akari and looks over you, kind of walks around you, giving you a nice look up and down. Hand on his chin, just as delicate plans, but they say one flap of a butterfly's wing can change the world. Kind of snap their fingers, and you can see some magic kind of come out of their hands. These small ethereal butterflies of white light, pale gold, and midnight blue fly out of Akari. We'll say out of her hair. And they start to fade away as her appearance changes. One of the butterflies undoes your hair tie to let it let your hair down. A strapless mid-thigh length dress of midnight blue replaces your adventuring clothes. Pale gold butterfly decal accentuating the sweetheart neckline, and a butterfly choker on your neck. Layers of chiffon and strings of crystal beads hanging delicately from under the filigreed bust line. A split floor-length train falls behind like butterfly tails. And then there's these purple opera-length open hand gloves cover her arms with flowy chiffon sleeve attached. Your legs are covered by embellished sheer pale gold tights and midnight blue heels with small butterfly decorations. After a few seconds, they just looks at you and asks to hold the mask that she's carrying.
Akari will take a moment, look at the mask, and then almost unwillingly let him see her for a moment. Don't break it.
He looks at it for a moment, thoughtfully, and then with a very subtle arcane light in his eyes, after a moment he smiles and you see that mask itself is harmlessly glamored into a sparkling black masquerade mask. Hands it back to Akari with special, particular care. As you take the mask back, warm Saflinas appear behind your ear like a laurel crown with gold ribbons holding them in place. And then Spade leans forward and applies dark red lipstick onto her lips that match. And she happens to
looking at her.
we're gonna get through all the outfits and then I'll switch over to show them all off. Otherwise, that's gonna be a lot of distraction for me.
Makes sense.
While Velkorin sees this and like how fast that happened, he's just gonna sigh and walk over to his thing and just start taking off, like
Getting
putting on his,
dressed.
he's gonna start putting on his
The old-fashioned
armor.
way.
Yeah, he's putting on his John Wick armor, and then he'll start putting on his outfit.
Then after
Vivra's surprised. She's like, "When did you? What? When did you have time to get that?"
Oh. And then after the Spade finishes Akari's outfit, he looks down at Gigi, who's next to Akari, and just says, "Oh, I see some of you have bought a +1." And they snap their fingers, and then there's a matching masquerade mask, a bow tie, and a cape that appear onto Gigi.
That's freaking cute.
As they admire their work for a minute, and she's like, "Yep, that's all right. Who's next?" As they turn to face the rest of you.
She has Gigi hop back on her shoulder, but doesn't say anything just yet. As she kind of looks down, examining herself, her face kind of turned away from everybody else for a bit.
Demira looks excited and goes, "Vivra, Vivra!"
What? No, you
Perfect.
need one, don't you? Don't you need one? You probably need one.
Again,
You're gonna be at the ball too.
because
Or coronation, whatever.
someone spoke up and they're like, "All right, perfect. I'm taking."
No,
somebody else took the
wait.
initiative.
Lumi, someone, you don't got it. I'm fine.
Spade just looks at her and she's like, he's like, "He's a man. He's a man. He's a beautiful man."
Oh, man.
Turns your attention over to Vivra and approaches, saying, "I can feel your anxiety all the way over here.
Oh,
But
you don't know.
give it a chance before you protest." As they smile softly and kindly towards you. They start to move their hands again with their magic. A misty cloud envelops Vivra for a moment before revealing her attire. She's wearing a floor-length gown. The chest is scantily covered in starry blue silk, bordered with a black briar-like jewelry atop a sleeveless high-collar bodice made out of thin organza. The skirt of the dress is attached at her hips, framed by some more briar jewelry. The same starry blue silk is draped and gathered around the hips, with a tall slit revealing her leg. Fade's hand begins to crackle with harmless electricity as he looks up at the clouds and...
Hang on.
What?
Whoa.
Whoa. Too bad, it's going more.
Yeah, but that's Vivra. She
instantaneously.
the crackling happens, and she's like, "What?"
He says,
at the very least, she flinches.
Okay.
he says that there's nothing to fear. You look beautiful in a storm, dear. As the organza bodice of the dress flashes brightly once and is enhanced with a striating. That was close. Pattern of lightning. Pattern like lightning. Crystal beads adorn the skirt like dripping water, and a fluffy cloud boa wraps around your arms. The skirt occasionally crackles with harmless electricity where it sweeps against the floor. And Fade says, as the finishing touch, if I may, and he pulls Vivra's silver wolf charm from behind your ear like a magician, and it magically appears on the bust of your dress. Says, nothing connects better with water than lightning, so go on and make connections, be grounded. Just like with Gigi, he looks down at Fluffy.
Fluffy is waiting expectantly at this point.
And snaps his finger, and a starry blue bow tie appears on his chest.
Oh, so cute. The animals are the true stars of this show.
At this point, I imagine Lumi would probably speak up like, "Oh yes, I was going to ask you about that. I'll cover it if needed or something." And at
Paige
that
is
point,
just like,
he would
oh, don't
probably
worry about
talk to
that.
Lumi.
Malice gave me more than enough. As usual. We'll say that he looks over to Velkorin and says, well, sees that he's already changing and is like, all right, I guess you are good to go.
Can't interfere with perfection.
So we'll do him last since he's dressing himself. So they look over to Demira with their arms crossed and just says, so you must be the last one then.
I have a formal gown already. And Demira will kind of hold up like a lace dress that we got when Velkorin bought her a bunch of clothing all at once.
And at this point, they cross their arms and just kind of tap on their chin for a moment, and they speak up for a moment. Says, what an interesting turn of events, meeting two weapon spirits in less than a week.
There's another weapon spirit here?
He kind of chuckle a bit to himself. Yeah, he's quite hard to miss, though I'm sure you'll run into each other at the party whether or not you want to. And then later. Right now we need to focus on you. Is that cloak the only clothing you brought?
Well, I have some things and the dress.
He picks it up and looks at it and is just like, this is completely see-through.
Bought it for me. Oh.
I forgot.
I think you're missing a piece. The slip to wear underneath.
A slip? Demira looks confused. He has no idea what a slip is and probably left it at the clothing store by mistake, thinking it was something else.
These are two separate pieces of clothing.
Yeah. What?
Faye just continues to look at the dress and then looks back at Demira and smiles, and he says, No, this is perfect. Forget the slip. You've got nothing to hide anyway. Let's be bold.
Oh my gosh.
He continues. You want to wear this because your friend gave it to you. I can work with this. However, we really need to zhuzh
Zhuzh.
it up a bit.
Zhuzh.
Let's get your
Zhuzh.
you blah, 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 blah. I can't talk anymore. Let's get you
Zhuzhing.
coronation ready, my doll. Spade claps his hands together, and the lace dress is on Demira, and Velkorin's cloak that she was just floats to the ground gently. Spade waves his hands around in a somatic casting fashion, and a lavender silk underbust corset appears over top the dress with a voluminous matching lavender silk bustle. That's right. And a train attached to it.
Bustle.
I was like, it's one of those. Is that one of those words that don't actually sound what it looks like they're spelled? Anyways, a small diamond-shaped crystals are scattered into the lace pattern of the original dress and the corners of the skirt train, as well as 3 small diamonds are applied under her eye. Pale purple rose earrings dripping with small pearls appear on her ears, and a pale purple rose corsage ties around her wrist.
Demira will add to this by delicately swirling its hands around its head, and the hair grows even longer, and then it floats up and partially styles itself into like a large, loose formal braids that are kind of wrapped on top of the head, with half of the hair still down to float around her.
Spade just ecstatic at you and says, "Oh, that's perfect now for the finishing touches." And Spade apparates a hair ornament that matches the lace pattern and diamond crystals and tucks it into her hair on the side of her head. He snaps his fingers once again, and a crystalline shoes appear onto Demira's feet. They're incredibly impractical with a crystal platform heel about 8 inches tall.
Yes.
Demira has no trouble with
I forgot
that.
that shoes were a thing.
Yes, my super tall shoes.
And as he finishes up, he looks back at her and says, "Oh, I would just love to see you fight."
Oh my gosh.
Let's hope that I don't have to.
Both Velkorin and Lumi already have their outfits. I'll take a minute here in a second here, but as Spade finishes up with the stylings, Spade at this point everybody is dressed. Just feed through that, and I'll describe Lumi and Velkorin's after we finish here. Spade just looks at all of you proudly and dusts glitter off of his hands. Looks back at them and says, "Yes, that'll do on short notice. Imagine what we could have done with more prep time." He continues, speaking of time limitations, I must be off to add the finishing touches to Malice's glamours for the god. Takes one more look at you guys, making sure everything is perfect. Nods, takes a bow with a flourish, and walks off to get the rest of the glamour. As he is walking away, you can kind of hear him muttering to himself as he says, yes, this year's trends will be sheer crystals and high leg splits." He walks
My
away.
goodness. We're starting trends.
Yes, you are. So, go with the Velkorin first, as he's finished up getting ready. Velkorin would I can't fucking speak anymore. My brain is gone. Velkorin would rejoin the group wearing a simple but luxurious 3-piece suit with a solid jacket and pants in deep bluish black, as well as a black vest with black pinstripes that catch the light as he moves. He's wearing a dusty purple button-up shirt underneath with a crystal chain collar pin. He has a dark purplish black tie that matches the large formal coat resting on his shoulders. The formal coat hangs at knee length with black crow and iridescent raven feathers tucked beneath the collar, and 2 pale purple flowers pinned on the lapel. He has black gloves covering his hands, purple-hued black dress shoes, and a crystal chain hanging from his belt tucked into his pocket. He also has a black bird-beaked masquerade-style mask of crow and raven feathers that covers the upper half of his face. Then a Lumi. There you go. And as for Lumi, she's wearing a lavish princess ball gown. The soft luxury fabric shimmers and looks like it's woven from pure gold. The bodice features a sweetheart neckline trimmed with a small pink chiffon ruffle and matching pink chiffon flutter sleeves. There's a custom designed embellishment on her side that resembles a musical note and a heart. The voluminous skirt has scalloped tiers of the golden fabric in a high-low fitting with star embellishments of true gold. The skirt lining has a sheet music inspired border that subtly dances as she moves, and the entire dress is trimmed with dainty pink pearls. Her nails and talons are painted gold to match the ground, and a starry pink ribbons are tied around her ankles instead of her shoes. And then she has a deep burgundy lipstick to complement the bright color. I'm tired now. All right, that's it.
That was a lot of work.
Yeah,
That's
that
a lot of
was
words.
a lot of talking.
Okay, and now I can.
Worth it for anyone who's not
Yeah.
looking while they listen.
I when you said you were gonna describe everything on your wow,
Wow! Everybody's hot.
Damn! I didn't know you had that prepared.
I did. That's what broke
look
this
at
morning.
describe yourself.
Oh, and
describe
myself.
yourself.
I
And
suppose
the
I can
GM
drive
is
myself.
wearing.
The DM, who is not actually
Des-
existing.
Describe yourself while you
You
drag
took my
Lumi's
flower.
PNG
I'm kidding.
on.
I stole your flower. I didn't steal nothing. He's basically wearing a full white suit, with a blue shirt and a black tie. On his collar, he has a silent princess flower. His hair is slicked back instead of out forward like I normally have his hair. He also has a sword on his waist that, if anybody would recognize it, it is the sword of the goddess from Skyward Sword. But everybody's picture should be on
So
here except
cool.
for Lumi, so since Lumi is
I
not
know they're hiding.
here.
Drag Lumi on. Like the file that you would use for the reactive PNG, it'll still fit perfectly, and that way it'll show up even if she's not in voice chat.
You guys
And
are
then-
so fancy.
If you have the thanks for watching screen ready, then we can end with that.
We can
later
see every.
to show a full view.
That, actually.
Oh my god, I love that butterfly.
We're not running away.
yeah.
We're not leaving yet. I'm just gonna put it on the
Not
BRB
yet,
stream
but-
instead, so we don't lose anybody. No music.
Well, I mean, after you're
That's
done.
That's not it. That's not it.
Fine, I won't do that then.
There we are. There's everybody with his bag.
Oh.
Oh man, my kids are making a lot of noise. I really hope you guys can't hear that. My child is upset.
only slightly when you're talking.
Okay.
Aw.
Sounding like a siren or something.
All right. We'll just do it this way real quick.
Look at that crap. Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
that's fine. That's Lumi. I know it's breaking the border, but it's fine. I don't want to fix it.
So stinking. Oh, I love the music note heart thingy.
All of
She
us.
designed it herself. It was
fancy.
so cute.
That's amazing. I am
The
very
little
impressed.
heart. It's like a heart combined kind of with like a musical note.
Yes.
It was
Look
super
at
cute,
everybody
so I traced
actually
it
smiling for
I
once.
and then sent it to the artist.
But wait, oh yep, everyone's totally smiling.
Yeah,
That's what we're
everyone.
doing. All of us are smiling.
Surprisingly, Demira is not smiling.
I know.
She's
Well, Demira
confused,
kind of has
bewildered.
that aloof, bewildered. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's on par for Demira.
Yeah. Actually, Nibi designed her whole outfit herself too.
Impressive.
I designed one for Wither, but she is not present.
What do you mean? She's dancing with me.
She's in the
Heck?
great beyond.
The great beyond.
Above table.
I
Oh,
tried to
goodness.
design a dress, but I was like, nope, you've got better ideas.
I'll just leave it up while we finish up here. But yes, everybody is dressed to get ready for the coronation. Everybody's got their fancy outfits, and actually, that is a good idea to finish off here, and we'll continue on to
Before
the coronation.
you finish,
Uh-oh.
We got
Akari
something.
Akari will finally turn back to everybody, the mask on and everything. This is now that we're all ready for the coronation. Remember to refer to me as Lady Akari.
Oh, no.
Smiles and just immediately is like, yes, Lady Akari.
Okay,
and like bows.
I don't think that.
We're on a
okay.
job, but you gotta make sure to blend in and have a good time.
Oh
Vibra, you
no.
did say it was
What?
okay to use honorifics at a party or a formal event.
I might have.
Indeed,
said
this is an
something,
exception.
But I'm not a. That title. I'm not good at lying.
Velkorin is gonna walk up behind Vibra and put
Oh, no.
his hand on the small of her back.
What?
It's all right, Lady Vibra.
What the-
Demira bows and says, Mistress Vivra.
I'm not. She's bright red. I can't. I'm not rolling for that.
The
She kind of
contrast
does
of
a
her
flip
blue.
of her hair. Does a little flip of her hair, like, it's all right. Not everybody has to don a persona of sorts. Just call it something I'm used to when it comes to these events. This way, I'll definitely catch anybody acting strange while also blending in with the crowd.
For today, I am not a weapon. I'm a lady. And Demira is
Actually,
going to
that's
also...
a good thing.
Yeah, Demira's also going to like pause for a second and concentrate, and where the whites of the eyes usually are, these like this like mannequin face, almost like a carved statue. The skin takes on more of a humanoid like feeling, like a
Sure.
human like softness to it. A little less shiny, but still kind of shimmery. And her eyes look more human like, with irises and sclera and everything, like these purple eyes.
Could you have done that this entire time?
I thought about it for a long time. It took some self-reflection.
Quite understandable. It sometimes takes a bit to find our inner selves. And while you may say just for today you're a lady, remember, dear Demira, you're always a lady.
Demira lights up because like Akari has never spoken like this before, and Demira's just seeing a whole new side of her.
Vibra, in her mind, she's like, Akari's fully in character already, and Vibra's like, I don't know if I can handle this all day. Everyone's in character.
Above table are your iris going normally now, right now? Or I shouldn't say normal.
Yeah.
They are colored now?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Velkorin, roll a d20.
Ooh.
My only dice roll of the entire night, guys.
Just a
Look into my
d20.
eyes, roll to make eye contact.
Hold on, I gotta take them
Prolonged
out.
eye
Just a
contact.
D20.
I just opened them.
Just a d20. You don't have to add anything. Just tell me what you roll if you roll a
Oh my
d20.
goodness.
D20.
Goodness gracious.
12.
Okay.
12.
Never mind.
Never mind!
Anyways. Yeah, so we'll end it off here then. So if anybody else has other things they want to keep going since I interrupted.
Demira just gushes about how everyone looks so good, and that's it.
Vivra struggling to be a normal person with how everyone is talking.
She's now 8 inches taller as well. The second tallest girl in the group.
You're getting there. Oh, that's right. Vivra also has heels on too, so she's like, I can't deal with everything. They said it was just glamour. I can feel these heels.
Yeah, I think the heels would have a real effect, not just a glamour effect.
Yeah.
Like they
If
click on the floor and everything.
if they start to fall, Velkorin, now that she's like Velkorin's height,
Yep.
he'll
Oh my
offer
gosh,
his,
I am.
yeah, he will offer his arm to stabilize her while they walk.
She will have to accept it. She doesn't wear heels.
Meanwhile, Demira can just float if needed.
Demira with
So
these
Demira's
8 inch.
cheating.
Her heels are nothing.
Demira's
I just
cheating.
imagine Demira quietly like walking next to them because her feet aren't actually touching the ground in 8 inch heels. She's like, walking in heels is easy. Vivra with her I think they're 2 inches. They're
2
not
inches.
super tall, but
2-inch heels and dying.
yeah. She's like, I'm not used to this.
If she trips, she has a lot farther to go down.
Very true. Very true. She's 6'10" now. So I think Velkorin's 7 foot, right? So
Yeah.
you still have 2 inches on me.
If you fall, I will use Sentinel to attack the floor and protect you.
You
Oh,
Wait a
attack the
minute.
floor,
Oh,
it
God.
breaks and a hole appears and I fall through it.
There's
Demira's
an enemy.
If you hit me while I'm falling with Sentinel,
Not
do I
you.
just stop in general because I can't move anymore?
Yeah, you lose your movement speed,
Well,
so you just
yeah, you lose your but
you freeze in place.
She was saying Demira would attack the floor, and I acted like she broke through the floor, causing Vivra to fall through and keep falling instead of being protected.
So guys, we have a loophole. When you jump off a cliff, as long as you fall past Demira and go out of her range, she can try to hit you, and you'll just freeze in place if she hits you.
I don't think it works like that.
But rules
She
as written,
launches you
your
back
speed
up
becomes
like a
0.
lacrosse stick
Yeah,
hitting you, and you're briefly suspended in the air for 6 seconds.
No. So you hit like an underhand and somehow yeet them back up the mountain.
Alright.
And then you take falling damage from going up.
Yep, yeah.
Alright. With that, we will finish off for the evening,
Oh my
and
goodness.
we will be back with the coronation of the new prince become king. So yeah,
Yay!
thank you all for coming, and we'll see you all next time. Oh boy!
Bye!
Farewell.
Back in a second.